You're watching the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Now it's time for the Brent and Austen Show.
Happy Thursday. Brent Martineau, Mr. Worldwide, Mr. 305, finds himself by South Beach at the Dolphins joint practice with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He will be checking in, hopefully periodically through the show to kind of give us some updates of how the joint practice is going. Jason Hamby makes his return, pushing all the right buttons, or we'll see. You know, he has a record when Brent's out, but it's all good. You know me, I'm the fun uncle. I don't care. I just, I come in, I show up, and I do my job, and then I clock out. Hamby, how we doing today?
We're chilling, bro.
We're chilling, bruh. I like it, man. Are you is any of you excited for the joint practice, or are you just kind of indifferent towards it? Just get everybody healthy and we're good to go.
I would say I'm pretty much indifferent about it. As long as everybody comes back healthy,
yeah,
I think I'm good. The only thing I really, I guess, want to see is that BTJ didn't drop any balls.
Yeah, I mean, that's been a little bit of a story, and obviously me and Brent have kind of touched on that a little bit. I think we're in agreement that both of us don't, it's not going to be an issue till it's an issue, right? Like, we've said BTJ's always been a gamer. He's, I think when the lights are on, that's when he shines the brightest. Is what you want in a superstar, right? Like, okay, maybe you don't have all these crazy plays at practice, and we're all good with that. But when it matters the most, if you have a backup quarterback and Mac Jones in there, and it's like a 5-yard bubble screen, yeah, go and turn it into like a 40-yard game. That's what he does. So I'm not too worried about it. How are you feeling about BTJ?
I mean, I'm not that concerned about it. However, I mean, it wasn't a story before training camp, and now it is. So at the same time, you kind of got to address it. He's been dropping balls, whether it was in the preseason game, the first pass attempt Trevor had against the Saints. In practice, he's been frustrated at times. So it's just like,
yeah.
Of all the things that we're not, you look at the things that weren't storylines before camp.
Yeah.
And that are now. And I think obviously defensive tackle is probably the biggest, because going into camp you thought you had some depth there more than you did, and obviously you've got Saunders now. But that's Armstead and Mason Smith in the last month. And really for me the only other one is BTJ struggling. There's not another player I think I could name on this entire roster that I think I could just unequivocally say, yeah, they haven't had a good camp. And I think BTJ is one of those.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair, right? But at the same time, how much is it we're just trying to find something to complain about, and how much of it is actually a concern?
I don't have any concerns that he's going to not be ready for the season.
No, yeah, I get it. He had the drop against the Saints. It wasn't the most perfect throw by Trevor Lawrence. It was a little low. But, as a one wide receiver, you still have to make that catch, no doubt about it. But until I see it week 1 against Carolina, I'm not ready to hit the panic button. It's not like I felt with Mason Smith and Eric Armstead when they're both out, and, what's the plan with the 3 technique at the time? This is a couple weeks ago. I was ready to panic, man.
Right.
Because I thought Armstead might have been, missing game time in terms of regular season. I had no idea because they didn't tell us anything. Now all indications show that he's back. Mason Smith's back, and that'll be a storyline of who's going to be the starter going forward. I think it's Mason Smith. I think Brent thinks it's going to be Eric Armstead. What do you think about that?
I think it'll be Armstead.
Armstead, okay. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. It would make sense. He's got the experience. I just think
he feels like the guy that could practice the least and still be able to, they could trust him to, hey, he'll give us a majority of the snaps.
Yeah.
Before we get into though, I do want to bring, now is as good as time as ever, Austen.
Well, I want to address the question before it vanishes in the chat. Austin Mack had softer touch, and Trevor is known for throwing harder. Do you think that is affecting BTJ? I mean, it's hard for me to say, not being a wide receiver. I mean, in high school I was, obviously. I'm sure it's different, right? But I think if you're going to call yourself one of the best wide receivers in the league, and I think BTJ is well on his way to doing that, we would talk about the S tier, the top tier, where it's Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb. You want to throw anybody else in that mix? Those are kind of the big three, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then then below that, okay, you throw the AJ Browns and you could Devontae Adams, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But
right,
maybe Puka's the S tier, but maybe Puka's a little below that as well. My point though is I feel Brian Thomas Jr. with a great season this year could teeter on that top tier.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's what we're talking about, yeah, maybe Trevor Lawrence throws a harder ball. You still got to catch it.
Right.
Simple as that. But okay, but what do you got?
So I mean, look. So I brought up those are two kind of semi-concerns. The only other one that I would throw in there that I have had has been potentially the backup quarterback. So I wake up around 3 or 4 o'clock yesterday after sleeping the day after working overnight, and
okay.
I scroll back to the topics that y'all went through, see what kind of sound that y'all went through as well, and I see the words "backup quarterback" in a tweet from Brent Martineau.
Yep.
And so I'm like, oh, no, certainly not.
Go ahead.
Certainly not.
Yep.
And I listened to that segment.
Did you listen to all of it, or did you do the whole Parker Washington thing where you just saw someone retweet it and then you just want to make your own opinion about it?
So I did listen to it.
Okay.
So I want to start.
Be a discrepancy.
I want to start the show with a thank you for you acknowledging that I have been talking about this for weeks.
Okay. You're welcome.
And acknowledging that this is, it's. I have been concerned that Nick Mullins is potentially, a question mark for me, bigger than he needs to be as a backup quarterback, knowing exactly what a backup quarterback is. Yep, thank you, Daniel Gilkenny. But you acknowledged that it was not that big of a deal. Yet you were trying to appease me even from listening back to it. I think yesterday you were like, well, we're going to need to throw this out there so Hamby doesn't go crazy.
Yeah. But what was the exact wordage that I used? I go, I don't care who the backup quarterback is unless they can come in and win football games.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I brought up, if Shedeur Sanders was somehow getting cut, could you look at him and say, this guy can win us football games? Because we don't know much about Shedeur Sanders.
Right.
All we know about him is that he had a pretty legit preseason showing, so far, at least.
Yes.
And, that's where the intrigue came from.
Right.
That's why I brought up the question. It was more about, because, then we talk about Kenny Pickett. It's I don't care. I think Kenny Pickens or Nate Mullins.
Hand's not big enough.
His hand's not big enough, but it's like a horse apiece is what I said. So, yeah, I gave you your props, but also the whole conversation is there any guys out there that can actually elevate you and win you football games? And I'm not saying Shedeur Sanders can do that, but it's interesting. If they even do cut him, I have no idea.
Right, which I think we would both be shocked if they did. Considering it's a 5th-round pick.
Yeah, I mean, I would be shocked for sure. Especially with the outcry, but you're not going to cut Dylan Gabriel.
No.
Because then that makes you look bad. So then, I guess you cut Kenny Pickett. But what happens if Kenny Pickett goes out there, and I assume he'll be getting some reps in this up-and-coming preseason game?
Yeah.
What happens if Kenny Pickett goes out there and just, blows the doors off?
It's just not going to happen.
But I'm just saying, what if?
You still probably cut him.
Okay.
You have no investment in him.
Well, I mean, you signed him in the offseason, but I get there's no investment in him.
I just saw speaking of the Browns, I just saw the following headline. Browns potentially looking for some running back help.
Okay.
Now that obviously Judkins is going to miss time, and that's not new.
Real quick, but with Judkins, though, so they waived him of all the charges, right? But now he hasn't signed his contract, if I'm not mistaken?
Let me look right here. So they might not reach the deal until the end of the NFL investigation because they're still waiting to sign him.
They're still investigating, though.
Yes.
Okay, got you.
So,
are you getting at the Jaguars here?
I mean, look, we don't want to go and say anybody's getting traded because apparently I'm not on the show and and y'all are gonna trade
going
everybody.
going viral of just an exercise of saying, hey, we really like Parker Washington a lot. You know, we wish he would be used a lot more in this Jaguars offense.
Mm-hmm.
Theoretically, what could you get from? And that turned into Brent Martineau wants Parker Washington out of here.
Right.
Yeah.
So as of now, I think they still have Jerome Ford. Like,
yes.
Maybe some people would gaff at that. I don't think so. I think he's a good back.
So
it's not exactly who I want to. They drafted Judkins for a reason. Obviously, they don't want Ford as their future. But
Jerome Ford is a good back, Hamby, but I don't see him being an every down back. Like he did fill in that role when Chubb went down, and like he was a fantasy football darling. Just said that for you and Brent.
Baby.
Yeah, you got it. But you know he was a fantasy football dude for like I think 5 or 6 weeks.
Right.
But I don't know if he's the every down back. To me, he's more of a third down back.
Well, they got Dylan Sampson, who just led the SEC in rushing. So
okay, well then they're fine. They're good.
So will they test the waters?
If the Browns or the Jaguars you're talking about with running back?
The Browns.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you have a team like the Browns, who obviously I think they have some positions of need, right? I think the records the past couple of years would say that. Why not? Especially because we don't know what Judkins like. I assume he'll be back, but you still have to work out the contract and everything. And obviously, even if he doesn't get found guilty, like I assume the Browns would probably take some money away, and that would probably rub Judkins' team the wrong way. So then, how is that negotiation going to work out? Yeah, I mean, I think it would make sense for the Cleveland Browns to go after a running back for sure. Why not? Mm-hmm. Now, if you're asking me, should the Jaguars trade one of those guys, like one of their guys? Because right now the Jaguars have 4 guys that are, legit, and then you see how you work everybody else in. I don't think that happens because you're not going to. Well, I don't think you're going to trade ETN. I don't think you're going to trade Bigsby. You're definitely not going to trade Tootin. And LaQuinn Allen's filled in nicely here. So I feel like you have a 4-headed monster. Just sit back and relax with it.
I think I feel the same way. I just don't know exactly how. I mean, carrying 4 backs on your roster is pretty rare.
Yeah, but it's rare unless you get some special teams help. And hasn't Allen given you some special teams help?
He would.
Yeah. So I mean,
Tootin would as well, obviously.
Of course. So it's really like you're carrying 3 backs and a special teams guy. You can look at it like that. Yeah. And meanwhile, Cleveland's going to carry at least 3 quarterbacks. 3 starting, 3 quarterbacks on the active roster.
Sure.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm not. If you're asking me, do I want to see the Jaguars make a trade at the running back position and cause a whole nother whirlwind of social media? I would like, unless obviously everyone's got the price, like I said with Parker Washington, but it would have to be a pretty sweet package. I feel like for the Jaguars to trade one of their 4 running backs. That's all I'm going to say.
I hear you.
Yeah. Now going back to this Dolphins thing, what's the biggest things that you'll be watching, Hamby? Because we expect the starters not to play Saturday.
Sure.
What are some things you want to watch? Because I'm going to be honest, like, I may be the most excited I've been all training camp to see Travis Hunter on Tyreek Hill. I hope at least. Like, I assume that's going to happen. Why wouldn't it happen? I have no idea. Because if this is your opportunity now, you're not going to play your starters in the final preseason game. Well, then let's put them at least in some kind of game time scenarios, right? So let's put Travis Hunter on other guys that aren't his own wide receivers. Let's put Travis Hunter on Jalen Waddle. Let's put Travis Hunter on Tyreek Hill. And let's see what the kid can do. That's what I'm looking forward to. Obviously, and I'm not sure in terms of working Mason Smith and Eric Armstead in, what that's going to look like, if they're going to be practicing in full, if they're still just doing individual with some light team. I'm not sure about that, but I'm going to be watching to see who wants to set themselves apart from Eric Armstead and Mason Smith.
Right.
Parker Washington, we'll see if he can keep on, shining as he's been doing all camp.
Yeah.
What are you going to be watching for?
Yeah, I think, look, if we hit the rewind button to last year, after week 1, obviously the loss to the Dolphins, I think all of us were pleasantly surprised with how well our DBs covered, right?
Yeah.
Even Jerry and Jones on Tyreek Hill. We were very impressed. That was his first ever NFL start. And you feel like, I mean, you shut them out pretty much in the first half, and then you gifted it to them on the back end, and they made a couple plays, right? And that's the whole Cisco thing with the 80-yard touchdown after the turnover. That was like one of the biggest shocks to me of last year, especially in hindsight, thinking about how bad the defense was the entire rest of the year. For them to go out there in week one and to stifle the Dolphins like they did. Now, I don't think we think of Miami's offense as potent as we did a year ago today, right? Whether it's the Tua injury or just the turnovers at times, Tyreek Hill. Maybe it's because of even just fantasy, because Tyreek Hill wasn't what he used to be. I mean, he had a massive fallout when they were throwing whoever backup quarterback they could in there last year. Whatever the case may be, last year at this time, we would have said Miami's one of the top 5 most dangerous offenses. I don't think we think of them in the same way this year. However, those are the same dudes. Those are the same dudes, and I think it's going to present a big challenge to our secondary, Travis Hunter included. You know, what does Tyson Campbell look like today? There have been times when he's one of the biggest conversations that we've had in training camp over the last month. Obviously, against the Steelers, it was one drive, but it was not a good one drive. He kind of it seemed like he got picked on there. Obviously, in 3 deep coverage, all that, and he's playing way off the ball, way off the line of scrimmage. Who cares? That's the optic of it. So what does it look like today when Tyson Campbell's one-on-one versus Tyreek Hill, when he's one-on-one against Jaden Waddle, right? What does the depth look like? Obviously, no Buster Brown. Is Jaron Jones, where's he at in this mix? And then you have the safeties. I think the safeties is not a concern, but it's one of the biggest question marks we still have because we got 4 guys back there, right? Eric Murray is the only one locked in. Then you have the mix of Dewey and all the others. And what is Savage? I mean, he was playing most of the game in the preseason against the Saints last week. He's getting a lot of runs with the 2s and 3s. Where's his standing? So I think the defense is the biggest thing. Obviously, the pass rush would help that a lot. Does Trayvon Walker look as dangerous as he has in the first couple preseason games as well and in training camp? I think the defense is the entire focus today.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, right? Because when we talk about Mike McDaniel, I mean, say what you want about him. You know, is he a culture builder? You know, is he a guy that can get the best out of his locker room? I think Dolphins fans would reserve that judgment and say it's up for debate. But when we talk about what he can bring to an offense in terms of being dynamic, in terms of motions and explosive plays, well, that's Mike McDaniel's thing. And you know, if he was to get fired at the end of the season this year, somewhere halfway during the season, he's going to be one of the most requested interviews for offensive coordinator in the entire NFL.
Sure.
Because I think from a play calling perspective, I think he's one of the best in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I think from the ability to innovate, I think he's one of the best in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is he the best head coach? Obviously, the results speak for themselves. But I think just from strictly a play caller on offense, I think the dude knows his stuff. And yeah, it's going to be a great test. It's almost like, and I'm not even sure like how Miami's approached their starters playing them in preseason. I assume it's probably not that much. I just kind of get that vibe from Mike McDaniel. But I would much rather have seen the Jaguars play the Dolphins in week 2 more than the Saints. Like, I thought Kellen Moore was going to come out in week 2 of the preseason, throw all these different wrinkles at the Jaguars defense, you know, just to try to showcase their quarterbacks. And lo and behold, the New Orleans Saints have a lot of work to do, I feel like.
Yes.
Right? I don't think that they haven't announced a starting quarterback yet, have they?
They have not.
Yeah, they're still waiting to see if it's going to be Shuck or Rattler.
Correct.
I lean towards Shuck just because that's more of Kellen Moore's guy.
I don't.
Yeah, and I get it.
I get it, too.
Yeah, like, that's Kellen Moore's handpicked dude. But I guess it comes down to, do you want to take your handpicked dude and, like, bring him along slowly and let, you know, Rattler take more of the brunt to start the season off, or what the plan's going to be? But
I mean, what does the eye test say? I mean,
well, it doesn't really say much about anybody, Hamby,
that's
honestly.
a good point.
Yeah, but so when we go to the Dolphins, though, yeah, I mean, it's one practice, and I assume it's going to be full pads. I hope it's full pads.
I don't know if Tua was played at all this preseason.
Sure. Yeah,
I don't know
and
that, but
makes
I've
sense.
seen a lot of Zach Wilson and Quinn Ewers, and I haven't seen Tua.
Okay, so maybe he hasn't played at all. You're going to see him in practice today, and that's a great thing. I assume it's full pads. I hope it's full pads, or else what the hell are we doing with joint practices?
Right.
You
And
know?
and they say that today is going to be a rather long one since it's one, and obviously tomorrow they're not going to do a whole lot of anything with the game Saturday night.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing. The Miami's offense with the twos, with Zach Wilson and Quinn Ewers,
Mhm.
I mean, Quinn Ewers rebounded in the second preseason game, but we had seen video from their joint practices with the Lions. They were getting dominated.
Oh, listen, this
Ewers-
is the third team I feel like the Dolphins have had joint practices with.
Right.
Yes.
Quinn Ewers was looking lost. That an offense looked like. I mean, okay, so are we gonna? Is the Jags defense gonna make him look like that? You know that. I mean, even if it's the twos and threes, I don't care.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want this guy looking good. You know, if I've seen. I mean, it wasn't even about anything the Lions defense was doing. I mean, you just watch the clips, you watch his footwork. I mean, the guy was in shambles in the pocket and looked like he had the yips. So if he's in there against the Jags ones, maybe a couple ones, maybe a couple twos, whatever, I want the Jags to make him look lost just like the Lions did.
No, I understand that, but what people have to understand sometimes with these joint practices is that, and I get it. Like if you watched any joint practices with the Miami Dolphins, it seems like they've been kind of the brunt. They've had more bad than good. At least that's what you see on Twitter. Take that for how you want, obviously.
Sure.
But like sometimes these joint practices, like they're created. Like yes, there's competition, but usually it'll favor a side, right? Like I remember when we were doing when we had the Atlanta Falcons, because that was the thing with me when I played. It was always the Atlanta Falcons. Like we didn't get the Ravens, we didn't get the Patriots. It was always the Atlanta Falcons every single year. We would go there for like a week, and then they would come here, like the next season here for a week or whatever. So we always got the Falcons, and like I remember, like we would go team period, we'd go team run, and then we'd go like like more like team pass, and it's like it's a preseason game, but it's not a preseason game, right? Because you still almost have to like take care of each other a little bit, right? So like, if I'm pass rushing and I'm trying to get, Matt Ryan, like, I can't even get close to him because, he's Matty Ice. He's the golden one. So like you kind of had to change up the pass rush approach a little bit when you're going those live team drills. So like in the trenches, it may not feel like 100%. But I guarantee, like, when we're talking about the skill positions, like when we're talking about, like, all right, what can Tyson Campbell do today, right? What can these safeties do today? That's full go, right? And that's almost like that's kind of the beauty I feel like of the social media part at practice is because it puts you either on a pedestal or it cooks you right away. Like I can be a defensive lineman, go through a joint practice, maybe have an okay day, and people would never know about it. Because like it's hard to tell. I mean, unless I get like pancaked, unless I get like thrown out the club off the field, and some tackle bull just pushes me back 25 yards. But besides that, like it's easier to hide in the trenches, if that makes sense. Travis Hunter, if he's on Tyreek Hill today, there ain't no hiding. Like one of two things is going to happen: either Travis Hunter's going to shut him down, or Tyreek Hill's going to do his thing. Like that's just the way that it is.
Right. And this video comes from Brent Martineau. We'll check in with him for
periodically.
But he has already put out that Travis Hunter is in pads.
Okay.
By the way, just a quick look at the practice facility down there in Miami.
It looks
pretty
country
similar.
club.
Well, it looks pretty similar to the Mech, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean it looks similar, but I mean it looks nice.
Oh yeah, it looks great.
Great clouds. I mean, and then you go to Tennessee, you got like that bubble, like you're on the moon. Like it makes zero sense.
So it looks like we do have some fans out there. It is open to them. Dolphins obviously in what is their green? It's not green. What is their? What would you say?
Aqua.
You going aqua?
Yeah, I'm going aqua.
All right. Well, the Jags are
What
wearing all
are you
white.
going? They're wearing all white.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yep. So they're down there on the far side. Looks like stretching right now, and things will get underway shortly. But Travis Hunter is in pads.
Good to hear. Great to hear. Yeah. So I mean, I'm excited. I assume Tyreek Hill is practicing. I haven't even been following Tyreek Hill, honestly.
I have no reason why he shouldn't be.
Yeah, okay. There we go then, man. So one-on-ones. I can't wait to see it. I mean, hopefully that's where Brent's going to be. Hopefully Brent's not going to have, the phone on Parker Washington the whole time. Hopefully we're going to see some Travis Hunter, Tyreek Hill, right? Hopefully we're going to see some Travis Hunter, Jalen Waddle, because that's what I want to see, man, more than anything. And obviously you want to see that the team do well against a dynamic offense and all this stuff. And to be fair, Hamby, like I saw in the comment earlier on, the offensive line, can they stay healthy? Can they have a good showing against the Dolphins?
Mm-hmm.
The Dolphins defense doesn't scare me at all.
Right.
Not one bit. Like, I understand that. I think they just got Matthew Judon. Did they sign him or are they bringing him in or something? But you see, like, top to bottom, I'm good, man. Like, I'm not scared at all.
Well, I mean, their secondary is entirely new.
Yeah.
It looks like Matthew Judon did sign with them 2 days ago. But yeah, they're in secondary. They don't have a single returner from last year. Not just like new players that have been with the team. They don't have anybody that's been there. It's all guys who were acquired via trade or free agency in the offseason, led by Mike Hilton, obviously Minka Patrick, and Melifonwu from the Lions.
Yeah.
But I think that's something you should be able to take advantage of.
Yeah.
So we'll keep an eye on that as well.
So, Hamby, before we go to break here, and I'm glad Hamby's burner, shout out to you, man, mentioned this because I was going to bring this up as well. So Cameron Wolf, national NFL reporter and NFL Network, got a blue check mark. I did the research. It's actually him.
We remember from the Indianapolis and Balky and remember all that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So he's reporting that Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel says he plans for the starters to play at least a little of the preseason finale versus the Jacksonville Jaguars on Saturday. Playtime amount will be determined on how they do in joint practice today versus the Jags.
Okay.
Do you see a world where the Jacksonville Jaguars are playing in the last preseason game of the year?
I can't believe. I mean, from where Liam Cohen comes from,
sure,
with what the Rams do, and barely playing those guys at all.
Sure.
If Cohen comes out in year one and plays them in all 3 preseason games, I think I would be shocked. I get we only have 1 joint practice. I get it's the first time, in the system, and everything is brand new, and you had procedural issues at the line of scrimmage, and especially the first preseason game. You spent all last week working on alignment and assignment. So it would be beneficial to get the starters one more run against another defense to iron all these things out. But you're going to play them in all 3 preseason games?
But see, this almost sounds like, just by the report, that he's challenging his guys today. Right? Because it said depending on how well they do against the Jaguars today at joint practice. So, like, maybe that's kind of like a little wake-up to the teams from Mike McDaniel saying, hey, we've had these joint practices, earlier on in the preseason, and they haven't looked good.
Right.
So this is me maybe calling, having a call to order saying either we look good today or we're going to play, on Saturday.
But at the same time, the Dolphins haven't played their ones at all in preseason games.
So then, let me ask you this then. What do you think is more beneficial? Do you think it's more beneficial for the Jaguars to take we'll say the Liam Cohen approach, where you play your starters week 1 and week 2, or would you rather play them like week 2 and week 3 of the preseason, obviously?
Yeah, I don't know. In all respect, I don't know if Liam Cohen knows the answer to that.
I don't think anybody, because I think every coach does it differently. Right. So it's like, what do you believe in?
Yeah. So I don't even know if I have an answer for you. Yeah. Especially, I mean, I definitely wouldn't have coming in, and I mean, trying to right now. I mean, I would guess that you'd want to do it earlier than later. I think there's a better chance you got some bruises, some little soft tissue injury, maybe a little, you want to give yourself maybe a full week and a half before your first game, right? Obviously, we play September 7th.
Yeah.
And even that extra day, or playing in 1 and 2 versus 2 and 3 gives you an extra week, quote unquote, to heal up for week 1. And I think that in my head, you would want to give yourself a little bit of extra leeway should you have guys getting banged up? Should you have guys with, some limited injuries, right? And the Jags do have that.
Sure.
They've, especially, I feel like the Jags are getting a little bit healthier with, obviously, on the defensive line, and Travis Hunter now day to day, but now the only guy who's really week to week is Milam. But and thankfully Milam's not a guy that you necessarily have to have week one.
No, you have to have, but he's intriguing going forward.
Of course.
I like him.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
But think of McCarry, right? McCarry is a guy who is just now getting back. Missed a week or two. If he plays in week 2 and 3 and that minor injury happens, now he's probably questionable for week 1.
Yeah.
And he might even still be questionable for week 1. I don't know, and I don't claim to know, but there's just a better chance that he's more healthy for the opening of the season.
I mean, I think just the other side of the argument, I'm not saying I agree with this, but I'm just saying the other side of the argument would be, though, like if you look at playoffs and you look at teams that have that first round bye, they genuinely come out kind of flat, right? Mm-hmm. So then I guess the other side would be, could you say, well, if we don't play in preseason game number 3, is it too much time between that game and the first regular season game where the Jags can come out kind of flat against Carolina?
Right.
Now, I'm not co-signing on that because I would err on the side of caution, make sure my guys are healthy more than, worried about the preseason rust, if you will. But I think it warrants the discussion. But also I think the fact that you're getting this joint practice today shows you all you need to see.
Right.
Right? Like, you ended on a high note in New Orleans. I don't care as against the 2s and 3s. Like, you cleaned up the self-inflicted penalties, sure, right? You cleaned up the mental mistakes on defense of getting lined up properly and everything. Mission accomplished. That's what you wanted to improve on. You improved on it. Do we really need to see that much more and risk guys in preseason game number 3? I don't think so, especially with the joint practice today. So I guess we'll see how Liam Cohen handles this because, we've talked about how sometimes the coaches talk with each other of how they want to plan to do things. If Mike McDaniel has his starters, would Liam Cohen throw his starters out there? I would just stick to Liam Cohen's blueprint, and I assume that blueprint is, hey, the starters are good. We've seen all we need to see. Let's get to week 1 against Carolina.
Yeah, this says Dolphins starters will play to some extent versus the Jags in Saturday's preseason finale per McDaniel.
Okay.
So however much is dependent on today, but they will play.
This is going to be like the Miami Dolphins Super Bowl today. Because they're going to be like, we don't want to play on Saturday.
Yeah.
So you're about to get the best version of the Miami Dolphins in 2025, and I can't wait to talk to Brent Martineau later on to see how it goes. Let's hit a break here, Hamby.
Campanile making his return.
Coach Camp making the return. I assume probably a pretty hot day in Miami, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, get that Gator light ready. Get the Pedialights ready. Coach Camp back in Miami. He's got a big day ahead of him, man. He's got some skill guys that shut down today. We'll talk to Brent Martineau later to hear all about it.
Choose your own adventure. It's not just a saying, but a way of life here at Cycles of Jacksonville. And whether it's 2 wheels or 4 wheels, at Cycles of Jacksonville, a great adventure awaits. With brands like Honda, Vespa, Segway, and Triumph, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with their inventory featuring a 60,000 square foot building. If 4 wheels is more your thing, check out the largest selection of Honda Talons in the entire county. No matter what you're looking for, Cycles of Jacksonville is going to have the selection you need, all with great financing and rebates. Plus, if you're active duty military, Cycles of Jacksonville will offer you 0% financing along with great discounts for military and first responders. And when you want to get off the road and set sail, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with everything you need to get on the water. So if you're ready for a great adventure, let Cycles of Jacksonville be your guide. Located off Atlantic Boulevard, or check out their website at cyclesofjacksonville.com.
How do we make Mason's famous lobster rolls? It's simple. We get up before dawn, head into the open waters of Maine, haul in our traps by hand, and send only the best straight to our restaurants, where we add warm butter or chilled mayo with a squeeze of lemon and pile it on a toasted split-top roll, just like it's been done for nearly a century. That's the recipe, from Mason's Famous Lobster Rolls.
Thanks for meeting me here.
You okay?
You're my only lawyer friend, and I need your professional opinion.
Okay.
You see that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there?
Yeah.
That's all I paid for it. Do you know what you want?
Yeah. I think I do.
Enjoy your new car.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Lease a Hyundai Tucson for $259 a month, or get 2.99% APR, or get $1,750 bonus cash. Hurry in.
Year 2 is in the books for the Jacksonville Armada women's under-23 squad, taking another step forward in the Women's Premier Soccer League. Under the guidance of head coach David Goff, the girls in blue went undefeated at home for a second straight season, including a dramatic draw in the opener.
And they've left it to the death. Unbelievable stuff.
And a late winner to end the season at home.
Headed on. Here's a chance. Gianna Ramirez brings it down, still alive, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
After fielding a younger roster in 2025 with talent from all across Northeast Florida, the future is bright for the Armada women's team. We highlight the ladies and all things Jacksonville Armada each week on Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
Grab some friends and go to a restaurant, or head out for a drink and some conversation. Watch your favorite team play on the big screen. Or how about play some games? You can do all of that in one night at Best Bet. Each location has a different vibe, its own personality, like here at the original Best Bet in Orange Park. When you walk through these doors, everybody knows your name. And here in St. Augustine, it's the newest location. Play some poker. How about the table games? And don't forget about Ace's Sports Bar and Grill. And then there's the Jacksonville location, right here on Monument Road. It's the biggest poker room in the state of Florida. Maybe you'll find yourself a seat right here at the final table. Best Bet, where you can have the best of times. And that makes you always go home a winner. Try any of the 3 locations, and you can always visit bestbetjacks.com.
Putting your needs first. It's the backbone of how First Florida Credit Union does business. In all honesty, you might as well be speaking another language when it comes to finances. Sure, I'm good with my money, but what am I missing in the fine print? That's what led me to First Florida Credit Union. They're the perfect choice for anyone starting their financial journey because they keep finances easy. Plus, they offer financial education and resources I can trust. So I'm always growing more confident. And as a young adult, I am constantly adding more responsibilities to my plate. From a car payment to a mortgage, it all adds up. Luckily, First Florida Credit Union makes sure it adds up in all the right places and not the wrong ones by offering better rates and lower fees than traditional banks, even if you're still trying to grow your credit. Because as a member-owned institution, First Florida genuinely puts people's needs first rather than focusing on profit. So I know as my needs change, they'll be right there to help me reach my goals. Check out firstflorida.org to learn how you can benefit too.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show. You think we should maybe clean up the studio a little bit, Hamby, here? Or are we just going to let it... It's like a dorm room right now.
Hey, that's not my domain.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't really my domain either, I guess. I mean, it kind of is my domain, but, you know, when Brent's gone, man, there are no rules. I mean, I'm not going to lie right now. If I want to be 100% transparent, I'm not wearing shoes right now.
Oh.
And if I want to be even more transparent, I'm not wearing socks right now.
Wow.
I'm barefoot in the studio, man. Grounding, you know, trying to get my JJ McCarthy on. Do you know about his whole routine?
JJ McCarthy?
Yeah.
No.
So JJ McCarthy, you know,
you were
former
gonna pull a Mac Hollins on me.
Oh no, yeah, pretty much. So former Michigan quarterback, now current Minnesota Vikings starter, and fantasy football hopeful, I would call him.
Okay, I got a question on that just a second.
Okay. But he's always known for, they call it grounding, right? So before every single game, he goes out to like the goalpost. He sits like crisscross applesauce. He does some like mantras,
okay.
and then he walks around the field that he's going to play on barefoot.
Okay, I've seen some guys do
and
that
that's
before.
And then that's grounding. So right now, man, since Brent's out of the studio, and you're back. I'm not sure we're going to go with the show today. I'm grounded, dude. I am grounded. I'm like a 15-year-old that took the parents' car out when I didn't say anything and I got pulled over. I'm grounded right now.
So would you say that 15-year-old would be in the doghouse if they were found out?
Yeah, to say the least. I mean, depending who the parents on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man.
And would you say that if Brent Martineau was here right now, because of your current foot situation, that you could potentially be in the doghouse?
No, he no, absolutely not.
Okay.
What is he gonna say?
Okay. Well, I'm just.
What are you gonna tell me?
Well, then I don't know what he would say, but
I mean,
also don't know, Austen, what this guy would say. This is the ultimate doghouse, one of the worst I've seen in a long time. They call me the king of the segues, even though I started the segment and I pitch it to y'all every single time for a reason.
To be fair, Hamby had to go with a little bit of an audible here because he had some people in the studio, so he had to switch that up a little bit, and he had to cater to them. So he's kind of behind the 8 ball a little bit, but he's rebounding nicely.
Y'all got to check this out.
Yeah.
And the sound, we don't even really need the sound. You just got to look what's happening. I mean, look at that evil eye.
Hey, she's now.
Oh
man, he's going through
it.
Man, there's been a lot of things happening at Padres games lately. We have 10-year-olds getting tackled, and this dude did something.
By the way,
horrible.
she's in a Yankees hat.
Yeah.
With Padres.
Dodged a bullet.
Yeah, jersey?
No, if you go back to it, if you want to pause it.
Not even watching the game.
Oh, I know. So, Hamby, set the scene for us real quick. What do you think transpired here?
Well,
I mean, because here's the thing.
I know.
And I'm not sure how the game went. It's a Yankees Padres hat she's rocking. So it's not just the Yankees.
Which this popped up yesterday, but now that I think about it, the Yankees were just playing the Rays.
Sure.
So was she just wearing a Yankees hat just because that's the only baseball hat that she has?
It's a Padres Yankees series hat that she was wearing. It's not just the Yankees.
That's for
there's a Padres logo on there too. I know
that's for the streets.
I know it's for the streets, and I'm with you. But let's go back to the video. What do you think happened here?
All right. So first of all,
you're sitting front row at the baseball game.
There is no better
got
seat here.
Seats like you have players spitting sunflower seeds on you. You're so close.
Yeah. This is,
and we're not having a good time.
If this makes the TV broadcast, this means that the game is happening currently.
Sure.
This is not during the commercial break.
Sure.
So
Padres won yesterday, by the way, too.
We're getting
8-1.
Look, if you hit this action right here at any point, whenever, and you're bordering on it right now, but as long as the fingers are off to the side, we're good.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as they come over the eyes.
Bring it back.
We have hit a new level.
Bring it back. Yep. So fingers in the face. And then hold up.
Wait. Okay. Not blinking.
Dude, she might be. Right there. Right there. Nosy messed up.
We're just gonna stay right there for a second.
Do we think? Because once again, Padres win 8-1.
Right.
Celebrate. Front row seats.
You're in the Audi exclusive area.
Yeah, you probably got waitresses coming to you and everything. Hammy, what happened? Cell phone? What was the whole, hey, let me see your cell phone?
Oh.
You think that's what it was?
Was he a little bit, maybe a little bit too nice to one of those waitresses that was coming around with the free?
You got to be pretty nice to get a reaction like that from that girl.
Well, what are you going with?
Cell phone. Got a text message. The whole, let me see it. Try to cover it up. And now we're there. And now we're there. And now we're keeping 6 feet away from each other. I wish we had more, because obviously, the broadcast zoomed to him. Yeah. Could we get a follow-up of what happened, please?
I would love one.
Yes.
Here's what I've got.
What do you got?
He spent a bag for these tickets.
Obviously.
Okay.
Unless there's some trust fund kids from San Diego, which could be a possibility as well. But go ahead.
Possible. At some point in the first 30 minutes of being there, she might have thrown a complaint out there. Maybe it's too hot, or this game's boring, or something else.
Ah, okay. And because the merch that she's wearing with the hat, could signify, well, maybe she's not that big of a baseball fan.
Exactly.
More of a poser.
So he is not wise and decides, went back
I made a
after the
mistake.
complaint, and I knew I shouldn't have brought you.
Mm.
And that's all that needs to be said.
Or maybe they're just brother and sister and, like, you know, it was like a family thing. You know, like maybe like their mom knows somebody, so like they got I don't know. I'm just trying to cover all bases here, pun intended. Pun intended.
I got to see it one more time.
Yeah, no, play it. This is the show now. This is the show. Yeah, no, this is this relationship for sure. This is brother and sister.
Yeah.
Dude, she
Oh.
Is he drunk? No, he's not drunk. He's just sad. He's
just down
he
bad.
messed up. Hamby, so now let me ask you this question.
That's down bad.
I don't mean to put you on the spot.
Yes.
But I assume, you know, she's not listening.
No.
Been married for 3 months now?
Yes.
3 months. Still has that. I've said before, still has that new marriage smell, right? Everything's still exciting. You got a haircut. You look great.
Appreciate it.
You guys share each other's passwords?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, like she knows your password.
Yeah,
you know hers.
She's
like for the phone. I'm obviously referring
she's
to
on
all
my
the olds
phone.
out there.
When I'm home, she'll text my friends from my phone. Like that's a frequent thing. It's a completely open.
Oh no, I mean I appreciate the openness.
Yeah, like
why is she texting your friends from your phone?
Well, it's just like a lot of times when I'm at home, I like to set my phone like aside, like on the table or whatever, even if I'm just like casually watching the Braves.
Yeah.
Are starting to get hot.
Good, because they're playing the Cubs pretty soon, so God knows we need them to get hot.
Right. So if it's just like, hey, I forgot to like we're talking trying to set up a plan or whatever for no problem. She will do it herself. I don't even have to move. So yeah, she's
cool.
She's got it.
I feel like, and once again, far be it for me to be the relationship expert because here I stand. But I do feel like there's something to be said if you're comfortable enough with each other to share said passwords and everything. Like that's I feel like is a foundation of trust.
Well, I mean, if you merge your bank accounts on like day one after getting married, then
that's what you guys did?
Yes.
Yeah, which is probably another good thing as well. Or how do you feel about that, Hamby? We don't have to get into it if you don't want to. But
no,
yeah, that's fine.
I think it's
you're good.
I think it's a good move.
Just two crazy kids in love merging bank accounts, man. Good for you.
Yeah,
good for you, man. All right, Hamby, what else you got for us today?
So speaking of bank accounts, I'm just gonna keep doing this because I can.
Let's get it.
One particular player now has a lot more money in his bank account than he probably ever thought he'd get.
Okay.
Man, I thought I had this pulled up.
Oh,
I don't.
Oh,
but I'm getting it.
Oh,
Tyson Beant.
Beant.
You remember that name?
Do I?
Yes, you do.
Tyson Beant. Okay, go on.
This guy rose to notoriety not last year, but the year before for being the backup quarterback for the Chicago Bears.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
And being an absolute dog.
Yeah.
Nobody had ever heard of him before.
Correct.
He played D2 ball at a school.
I forgot about him.
I can not tell you where.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, he's in the football game because that was the year where they had a ton of injuries, Fields included. This is pre-Caleb Williams days.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, here comes this white dude with a bunch of tattoos who's playing with his head on fire.
Which, by the way, seeing a quarterback with tattoos, like, real quick, Hamby, think about this. Think about, like, how far we've evolved as a society in terms of sports and, like, what it looks like. Like, there was a time when I was a kid where if you had tattoos and you were playing basketball, hey, hello 911. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And now, like, dude, it's common. Everyone's got tattoos, right? Everyone's got some swag to them. More power to us. It's still weird to see a quarterback with tattoos. It's been done. I remember Kaepernick had it, but, like, it's a rarity. Like, what if Tom Brady had a sleeve? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, like Tua, it makes a ton of sense.
Sure,
like being Samoan.
But
a white dude maybe a little bit different. Anyway, Tyson Beant, he played for D2 Shepherd, the Shepherd Rams in West Virginia.
Okay,
I hadn't seen anything from this guy last year, obviously, because Caleb Williams played. All of a sudden, he pops back on the timeline that he signed a 2-year deal worth of $10 million. Now, keep in mind, he was undrafted, signed for $25K out of college.
Yeah, man.
Here's his reaction.
Yeah, I think that, a lot of people don't know this, but, my dad is he's my right-hand man, and he didn't even have running water until he was in high school. So there's definitely a lot of things and people that I think I could certainly help with this gift I've been blessed with. But yeah, just little things like that. Like, I don't really know anybody back at home with any money. So yeah, it feels good. I mean, it's certainly a weight off my shoulders and my family's shoulders. And
yeah, man, that's wow.
Awesome. So I thought that was pretty cool.
No, that's really cool, man. And I've always kind of had this philosophy about like kids growing up wanting to be pro athletes, or like kids growing up with their dads having been pro athletes. Like, for instance, right? Mm-hmm. My son is well aware that I played football. He's well aware that I'm in the UFC. And I think sometimes he just thinks like, hey, well, my dad did it, so I can just show up and like, I'll just be in the NFL one day. And like that's not how it works. I think that's where, and obviously growing up like that is wild, because it sounds like, his dad obviously grew up with no running water till high school. Like, right. Not a lot of kids these days are that's a different level, man. That's hardships at its finest right there. But I do think there's something to be said for growing up with humble beginnings, right? Like, I think when, if you're a pro athlete and you have kids and everything, or you're just like well-to-do family and you have kids and you have all the resources available, I truly do believe like, okay, that kid could become a great player one day, but like, I feel like he's kind of lacking that adversity a little bit. He's lacking that hunger, right? And once again, I'm not saying, oh, okay, well, don't spoil your kids. Spoil your kids. Have fun with your kids, man. But I do think there is something to be said for coming from a little humble beginnings, or at least teaching humble beginnings. Sure. In terms of letting your child become a pro athlete, or just a great athlete one day. Because I shared the locker room a lot with whether it's in college or the NFL, where guys had it a lot worse than I did.
Sure.
Right? And like, not to say I came from any, lived in the middle of nowhere, lived with my grandparents for a while, had a black and white TV till I was in middle school. Like, yeah, all this stuff. Mm-hmm. But like, dude, I had it good. I had love, and that's all I needed. But I do feel like sometimes, especially now with this generation coming up, where there's a sense of comfort, where it's just like, it'll all work out. That's not how it works. And this is what I tell my son all the time. I'm like, dude, like, if you want to go try to be an athlete and get a scholarship, I will be more than happy to help you out with that, right? But it's not something where you can just show up and all of a sudden you snap your fingers and one day, boom, you're a collegiate athlete. Because it's more cutthroat than ever. Kids are getting ingrained at younger ages more than ever before. Mm-hmm. And kids are hungry. And I told this to my son. I'm like, probably with my genetics, you're going to be 6'6", 6'7" one day. But guess what? There's going to be thousands of 6'6" kids that want the same thing as you do. And your attitude and how you approach it right now, well, not right now, but like, towards the future of your work ethic will determine how it pans out.
Right.
And one day you're going to look back on it and you're either going to go, you know what? I did everything I could and I have no regrets, or man, I thought it was going to be a little easier. I thought I was just going to get in there, and it is what it is, right? So it's really cool, and I'm glad you shared this, because I did take a clip. I didn't see the whole thing, but it is really cool, man, when someone comes from like that upbringing and you're able to pay it forward of how you were raised now, with obviously making a lot more money than you were making before.
Right. Yeah. So we do have to take a quick break, but when we come back, look, Brent already reporting that there was a scuffle between the Jags and the Dolphins. The thing's starting out hot.
Let's go.
This is what we've been waiting for.
Let's go.
It's it always seems to come out in joint practice.
We got a fight alert.
Seems like the Jags and Dolphins are not waiting around. De'Ami Brown threw someone to the ground. Mike McDaniel came in yelling to break it up.
Love it. Can't wait to talk about this. All right.
We're going to have to take a quick break. When we come back, Brent will join us and have the latest from down in Miami.
Choose your own adventure. It's not just a saying, but a way of life here at Cycles of Jacksonville. And whether it's 2 wheels or 4 wheels, at Cycles of Jacksonville, a great adventure awaits. With brands like Honda, Vespa, Segway, and Triumph, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with their inventory featuring a 60,000 square foot building. If 4 wheels is more your thing, check out the largest selection of Honda Talons in the entire county. No matter what you're looking for, Cycles of Jacksonville is going to have the selection you need, all with great financing and rebates. Plus, if you're active duty military, Cycles of Jacksonville will offer you 0% financing along with great discounts for military and first responders. And when you want to get off the road and set sail, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with everything you need to get on the water. So if you're ready for a great adventure, let Cycles of Jacksonville be your guide. Located off Atlantic Boulevard, or check out their website at cyclesofjacksonville.com.
How do we make Mason's famous lobster rolls? It's simple. We get up before dawn, head into the open waters of Maine, haul in our traps by hand, and send only the best straight to our restaurants, where we add warm butter or chilled mayo with a squeeze of lemon and pile it on a toasted split-top roll, just like it's been done for nearly a century. That's the recipe for Mason's famous lobster rolls.
Thanks for meeting me here.
You okay?
You're my only lawyer friend, and I need your professional opinion.
Okay.
You see that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there?
Yeah.
That's all I paid for it. Do you know what you want?
Yeah. I think I do.
Enjoy your new car.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Lease a Hyundai Tucson for $259 a month, or get 2.99% APR, or get $1,750 bonus cash. Hurry in.
Year 2 is in the books for the Jacksonville Armada women's under-23 squad, taking another step forward in the Women's Premier Soccer League. Under the guidance of head coach David Goff, the girls in blue went undefeated at home for a second straight season, including a dramatic draw in the opener.
And they've left it to the death. Unbelievable stuff.
And a late winner to end the season at home.
Headed on. Here's a chance. Gianna Ramirez brings it down, still alive, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
After fielding a younger roster in 2025 with talent from all across Northeast Florida, the future is bright for the Armada women's team. We highlight the ladies and all things Jacksonville Armada each week on Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
Grab some friends and go to a restaurant, or head out for a drink and some conversation. Watch your favorite team play on the big screen. Or how about play some games? You can do all of that in one night at Best Bet. Each location has a different vibe, its own personality, like here at the original Best Bet in Orange Park. When you walk through these doors, everybody knows your name. And here in St. Augustine, it's the newest location. Play some poker. How about the table games? And don't forget about Ace's Sports Bar and Grill. And then there's the Jacksonville location right here on Monument Road. It's the biggest poker room in the state of Florida. Maybe you'll find yourself a seat right here at the final table. Best Bet, where you can have the best of times. And that makes you always go home a winner. Try any of the 3 locations, and you can always visit bestbetjacks.com.
Putting your needs first. It's the backbone of how First Florida Credit Union does business. In all honesty, you might as well be speaking another language when it comes to finances. Sure, I'm good with my money, but what am I missing in the fine print? That's what led me to First Florida Credit Union. They're the perfect choice for anyone starting their financial journey because they keep finances easy. Plus, they offer financial education and resources I can trust. So I'm always growing more confident. And as a young adult, I am constantly adding more responsibilities to my plate. From a car payment to a mortgage, it all adds up. Luckily, First Florida Credit Union makes sure it adds up in all the right places and not the wrong ones by offering better rates and lower fees than traditional banks, even if you're still trying to grow your credit. Because as a member-owned institution, First Florida genuinely puts people's needs first rather than focusing on profit. So I know as my needs change, they'll be right there to help me reach my goals. Check out firstflorida.org to learn how you can benefit too.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Jaguars-Dolphins joint practice underway in Miami. Beautiful day. And I think we had somebody in the comments earlier during the show say that the Jaguars, Mark Lamping did come out and say they actually modeled the facility kind of after Miami. So that's why it looks so similar, which it really does. Looks top-notch, looks high quality. Grass looks nice. There has been a skirmish. There has been a fight. Waiting to talk to Brent Martineau about that. Do we hear, is it Dwami Brown?
It was De'Ami Brown who threw somebody to the ground.
Okay, gotcha. Obviously, hopefully nothing too physical because they're going to be counting on him a lot for the regular season. Going to be counting, as we learned from Twitter, on Parker Washington a lot. But there's one guy right now, Hamby, who the Jaguars may not be counting on. Maybe, do I dare call a training camp darling? Who are we talking about?
We're talking about Josh Cephas.
Come on.
Josh Cephas was waived with an injury designation yesterday, which obviously means he will not be on the 53-man roster. But at the same time, it's kind of like allows them to keep him.
Yeah.
He cannot be picked up by another team. So he's not waived, obviously, in any of the senses that most players will be waived in the next couple of weeks. So is that a win for Cephas? I don't know. Is it a win for the Jags? But
yeah, I mean,
obviously it's not a win for Cephas off the bat because obviously he wants to make the team and be healthy right away.
Well, it's not really a win, I feel like, for the Jaguars either, just because
it certainly makes their
him.
decision.
Well, yeah, it makes their decision easy, but I think Hamby, he was going to be on the team regardless.
I don't know.
I think.
I don't.
Okay, I mean, give me your final roster. Like who? Trenton Irwin?
Yes.
Okay.
I do think so.
Okay, so you got Brian Thomas Jr., Parker Washington. You got Trenton Irwin, Dwami Brown. You're keeping 5. Who's the other guy?
Well, I mean, if you want to count Travis Hunter, then
Travis. Okay, got you.
I don't know how. I don't know where they're counting him.
That's unicorn. He has the unicorn spot, but no, that makes sense. Okay.
I mean, and then you can.
So sick. Yeah, I got you.
That's 5 there. If you want to keep Austin Trammell, or you want to keep one of the UDFAs, who has some upside on, that might be what allows you to keep 4 running backs. I don't know.
True.
Yeah. I mean, otherwise you don't want to keep 3. Or you take a chance somebody will claim him. I'm trying to put him on the practice squad, but now you don't have to do that.
I mean, we haven't really talked about this at all because I get it's just one roster spot, but having Travis Hunter
saves you one.
It does make things a little more interesting.
It does,
right? So yeah, I mean, we'll see. Like, do you think? And I asked this question earlier this morning in the group chat, and we can kind of tackle that right now. Like, do you think wide receiver? And I get we're going to keep Parker Washington. Everybody relax. But do you think wide receiver is a position where they could look at, during cut periods, like in terms of like signing a guy off the waiver wire? Like what positions, Hamby, I guess I should ask, what positions do you think this team could upgrade on if they check the waiver wire? Because we do this every single year. We see, this guy got cut. Jaguars, get him. This guy got cut. Like, yeah, it's one thing to have a guy get cut and then you bring him on the team, but they have to learn the system. They have to be right for the locker room, all this stuff. Are there any positions right now that you see from this team where if you're James Gladstone, Hamby, you're going to be scouring the waiver wire to try to maybe upgrade it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. I don't know if there's one particular position that sticks out just from a guys that would be available standpoint. Like if you're gonna go get a guy, if we're talking about upgrades, I don't know if there's a whole lot of upgrades available from the guys that you already have. You guys, I believe, talked about it yesterday, especially at the linebacker spot, or maybe that was Tuesday. But it's solid. It's not great, but you have guys, whether it's Ventrell or obviously Foyer is in another category, but whether it's Devin, whether it's Ventrell, whether it's Muma, whether it's Jasir, like you have guys that you want to see play.
Yeah, so you're good at linebacker, you're saying.
You're obviously good at the edges. You got Agua Smoot and Garnet coming back. You just shored
Interior,
up.
Yeah.
You just shored it up with Saunders. And, I mean, well, Austin Johnson is another story. Maybe he's a casualty because of Saunders. Maybe they maybe, because they signed Austin Johnson, what was that, about 2.5 weeks ago. Now they bring in Saunders. Does that, send Austin Johnson without a spot because they still have Tyler Lacey, who's definitely got to be on there. Does Jordan Jefferson have a shot to make the roster? I don't know.
And that's the wild thing I was just going to mention. Like, I don't see how Jordan Jefferson makes this roster.
I don't either. I have no idea. I don't know how he could.
Yeah. Which, I mean, from where he was drafted and everything, though, how do you feel about that one? Like,
I mean, he's a fourth-round pick.
Obviously, yeah, he's a fourth round. Yeah, I mean, I guess.
I get it. I mean, I haven't heard the guy's name once all camp.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he got a little bit of run last year just because he absolutely had to because we were so thin. But I think that's why you just went and signed Austin Johnson and Saunders.
Yeah.
If he was anything that you had any confidence in sending out there, I don't think you make those moves. Back to your original question, I mean, there's no upgrades available on the line. There's not going to be any upgrades for you at receiver. I mean, do you want to upgrade your fifth receiver? No, I don't think you do, just solely because you don't want to commit anything more to him. I think Trent Norwin is your perfect fifth receiver.
Okay.
Running back, obviously, you're as filled out there as you possibly could be, so I don't know. I mean,
special teams, you're obviously good. Punter, kicker, nothing to worry about there. You're golden there. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to, this is exercise.
Maybe another corner.
Another corner, yeah.
That would be my potential,
Yeah. And obviously just for depth, because you're not going to get a starter on the waiver wire.
If you could hypothetically upgrade your backup corner / nickel over Braswell, and I'm not saying I think, Braswell's shown flashes. If in their minds that's a position where they would want to upgrade, I could see that.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder if safety could be a possibility.
They just have so many.
Well, but I'm saying, okay, we don't know when Ransall's coming back.
Right.
If they let go of Savage, which...
What, they have Austen Lane, too?
I know, but what's good? I'm just saying, like, just filling up the roster, right? Like, could you theoretically let Savage go and then get somebody else for cheaper on the waiver wire? Maybe. Like, because I don't think... I'm not sure what Savage is going to be yet. Like, I don't know if he's going to make this team, honestly.
How much of a contributor. Yeah.
Like... You're not Ransall's on this team as long as he's healthy. It's not going to be injury designation.
Right.
Antonio Johnson's on the team, I would assume.
Yep.
Dewey, Eric Murray. Like, how many safeties are you going to keep? And with Darnell Savage, the argument can be, well, is he playing a lot of special teams? I don't think so.
That's what Daniel Thomas is for.
So then, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But I think maybe like safety, maybe like that last wide receiver spot, but it has to make sense.
Right.
Right. But like, this is what we're talking about, though. We're talking about James Gladstone, who I feel like, even though, we're way past the draft now, we're way past the combine, obviously, like, I still feel like he's always working. Like, he's always trying to make the bottom of the roster even better. So, while I feel like there's some GMs who is just like, all right, who we have is who we have, I feel like James Gladstone right now is kind of doing his due diligence and keeping his eyes and ears to the ground to say, okay, what's this team going to do? What's this team going to do? Because, maybe we can see him work here.
All right, we got a couple more updates from Brent. He's gonna hop in just a minute, but before he does, Trevor to BTJ touchdown
There we go.
in breaking route. So that's a good note. Nothing special, but still good to see. Also, Travis Hunter and Tyson Campbell not participating in team stuff, so you will not get to see any Travis Hunter versus Tyreek Hill one-on-ones today.
This is like buying a UFC pay-per-view and finding out that the main event got canceled. I want my money back.
The heavyweight didn't make weight.
I want my money back. Hamby, I went to bed. Oh, man, I can't wait.
Did you?
No, not really, but, embellishing a little bit. But no, I can't wait for this Tyreek Hill Travis Hunter thing, right? Because could you imagine if Travis Hunter, like, I'm not even talking like a pick six or anything. I'm just talking about a deflection. Just, hey, just one of these. Just one of these on social media. Do you know how much ESPN would take that and blow it up?
They'd find a way to. I almost said a choice word.
We would get one of these right here, just knocking a ball down on Tyreek Hill. We would mention Tyreek Hill, Travis Hunter on our stream. Instant 10K on viewership. Instant 10K. Tell Casey Kurtz, hey, dude, take the day off.
Ryan Clark would find a way to disparage it.
Ooh, there we go.
Clown.
Okay, let me ask you about this then real quick with Ryan Clark, because I've seen that he's making his rounds.
Yep.
The guy sure knows how to stay relevant. I'll give him that much.
Holy cow. Best at it.
What do you think about what he said? Because, and once again, I haven't seen everything. I assume you probably have watched the video many times. By my understanding, Ryan Clark was saying that if Travis Hunter only plays on one side of the field, then it was a waste of a pick. Is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, what are your thoughts about it?
Okay. Let me just even go more general.
Mm-hmm.
He was speaking negatively about the Jags, about Travis Hunter, about the future of Travis Hunter, all of the above.
Yeah.
Where is that when you're sitting in your little comfy chair next to Fred Taylor? No, I've never seen that come up. I've never seen anything really disparaging or anything like that you've said when Fred Taylor's sitting a couple of feet from you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but as soon as you get on ESPN, then it's all fun and games.
Yeah.
And you can say whatever you want. Ryan Clark, and I, to be honest, I don't listen to the guy. I only see...
The only time I ever see him
is when it pops up on my
crazy.
feed.
Yeah. Because he had a whole thing with RG3, I remember.
Yep. But I know for a fact that he was singing Travis Hunter's praises before the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I mean, just from the rooftops. I mean, hitting every octave, Ryan Clark.
Sure.
I mean, just letting everybody know.
Mm-hmm.
But now that he's in Jacksonville, it's a different tune. It's a different story. So, I mean, if we're going to do this whole back and forth thing, then let's just call it what it is. Ryan Clark has nothing against Travis Hunter, and nothing is based off of facts. It's only based off of the fact that he's playing in Jacksonville. And, he's day-to-day, it's not going to work. If you thought that Travis Hunter, and at no point in his first year, was going to miss a practice or two, then you're the clown.
Okay, so that's what he was talking about. Because by my understanding, it was all about, is he going to play both sides of the ball or not? But once again, and I'm not a Ryan Clark defender here. Far from it. My only thing is, I feel like if Travis Hunter was in Cleveland, he would have the same narrative. Not saying it's right or wrong, but I don't think maybe Ryan Clark doesn't like Jacksonville, whatever the case may be. But I feel like if...
I saw he never beat Jacksonville in his career.
Yeah, there you go. But, I think if you're in Cleveland, he's having the same dialogue. So then let me ask you this. If Travis Hunter just plays on one side of the ball this year, are you disappointed?
Yeah.
Wasn't that what he's arguing?
That's the thing. That's why I said I'm taking this from a more general perspective.
Okay, got you. Okay.
But just because, again, singing praises.
Yeah.
Now we're just finding ways to go on ESPN and make it a topic when it really shouldn't be.
Okay.
I would say, I'm going to be disappointed just because that's the whole reason why we did draft him. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean, he's the reason it was a topic because he's day-to-day and he's missing practice.
Gotcha.
Because it's become this whole narrative that, he missed a practice. Oh, here we go. All the people who have been, against this, doubting it could happen at the NFL level. All of these, protectors of the NFL, who that's college. That's college. And I understand the point? Yeah. I mean, it's a completely different beast. It's a completely different challenge to go play 100 snaps in an NFL game than it is college. Don't misunderstand. However, there are those guys who almost don't want to see it done. I don't know if Ryan Clark does want to see it done or not.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that's why it was brought up, and that's why it was a topic for them, because it's this idea of, here we go. It's already starting. He's already experiencing the wear and tear. We told you he can't keep this up, all that.
I got you. And listen, we talked about this yesterday. It's not like Travis Hunter is this freak of nature who has never been hurt before. He was hurt a couple times in Colorado, right? He's an athlete. He's a unicorn. He's a crazy specimen. Yes. But he's also human. That can be true as well. So, yeah, I think you have guys in the NFL that aren't ready to welcome him, that being Travis Hunter, into the league, what it's doing, just because we haven't really seen it before. And I don't think it's really a knock on Travis Hunter, the person. I just think it's more of like a knock on like what Travis Hunter represents. And he represents the new school. He represents the freak athlete, and he represents a guy where if he does this correctly, we'll be getting a contract that we've never seen before when it's time to re-up again. And I think with football players, whether it's present or former, including myself, there's definitely some ego involved, thinking like, whoa, what would happen? I could have, like, I was a great athlete, but there's no way. Like people are gonna tune in to either A, watch Travis Hunter do his thing, or watch Travis Hunter fail. But there's no like in the middle. There's no like, hey, I'm just gonna tune in because hey, I got him my fantasy. No, like this is the most polarizing football player I feel like Hamby that we definitely had in Jacksonville, but that I feel like the league has had in a long time. And he's polarizing not because of his personality, not because of his beliefs, not because of what he stands for. He's polarizing because he's doing something that we've never really seen before. Mm-hmm. And people have issues with that. So I'm all for it because, it's good to be polarizing. As Pete Prisco told me, hey, either make them love you or hate you, but don't fall in between. I get all that. But this has nothing to do with, I feel like, the city of Jacksonville. This has nothing to do about, whether he's, how much should he play on both sides. This has everything to do with, this is a new era of NFL football, and I feel like some guys just don't want to give into that. Do we have Brent Martineau?
Yes, we do.
Brent, did you get in the fight?
No, I was breaking it up. Me and Mike McDaniel, we were doing that. And this guy behind me, look at that guy behind me.
That Shula?
The legend.
Yeah.
Shula.
Nice.
How about that? Good to see some of the history down here in Miami. All right, hey, I'm going to piggyback on what you guys are talking about. I like the conversation. It looks like you're getting a ton of comments, too, about whatever you guys have been talking about. And then I'll give you an update on practice. But you just said it's not Jacksonville, and I do wonder this about the Travis Hunter situation, because everything, you're right. It's the situation that's polarizing more than him. He's easy to root for, all those things. But is he is it a little bit because it's Jacksonville? Like if this was New York or if this was the Kansas City Chiefs, would people be cheering for it a little bit more across the board?
Brent, no, Austen, I'm gonna let you answer that. Brent, real quick, just toss that AirPod out and go off of your phone.
Yeah, we have a zombie or yeah. So no, I don't think so, man. Because I think if you're in Cleveland, if you're in Arizona, I think we're having the same conversation. I think Travis Hunter and his situation right now of playing offense and defense, it's bigger than just the city that he finds himself with. Like I get, like, if for Jaguars fans, we want to point to see look at it, they're hating again because everyone hates Jacksonville. And yeah, I understand that Jacksonville gets a lot of grief sometimes undeservedly so. I just don't think that the Travis Hunter polarization has anything to do with the city that he's in. I just think it has to do with what he can do on the field. And Brett, we can't hear you.
All good. I'll get him back in just a second.
Wouldn't be the Brett and Austin show if something didn't happen. Hamby, okay, Hamby, obviously you're busy right now, so I'm just going to, we got him back. All right, Brett, you back?
I'm back.
All right, there we go, man. Yep, we got you.
Okay, good deal. Hey, Hamby's got a tough job. I just want everybody to know, while Austin would usually be yelling at you and me in this situation, Hamby's got a lot going on. He's trying to talk, keep the conversation going, get the gremlin out of the ninja, also get me on a different microphone. Doing a great job, guys. Let me give you an update now from Miami. And no Travis Hunter. I'm assuming that's why you got on this. It was pretty odd. Marcel was shooting way down. Travis Hunter was hanging around the other side of the field. And you might have seen an initial tweet where I said, looks like he's got pads on, ready to go. Because he had pads on, was with everybody. And then you started to just kind of see him just mill around. And even the jersey was like halfway off. And as they started doing things, even individuals before the team stuff, you could kind of tell he was just there for a front row seat today. And then we saw him actually do some sprints along with Tyson Campbell too. So it was a little bit of a cat and mouse. Like, hey, is he going to practice today or not? There was some curiosity about this, but I think at the end of the day, Austen, this is really about what's to gain, right? I mean, if there's maybe a little soreness or whatever else, it does not feel like a major issue with Travis Hunter right now. But if there's even the littlest of things, what is there to gain by playing him in a practice for a couple of hours?
All the Twitter views when he goes against Tyreek Hill and shuts him down.
That is true.
Speaking of Twitter views, though, are we going to see this fight because everyone's talking about it? I haven't seen a video of the fight yet, but apparently Dwami Brown got into it a little bit, maybe threw somebody down. Brent, can you confirm these reports?
Yeah, so I saw a fight. Hamby just texted me that there might have been another one too. So this one was kind of odd, Austen, because this was the early part of practice. Again, you do your team individual drills with these joint practices. Then the other team comes over, did a little bit of one-on-one work with the receivers versus the corners. And when they're about to switch fields, drills, periods of play, right in the middle of all that, there was some pushing and shoving going on, and it was like, okay, this is nothing. And then it kind of kept going. And then you saw Dwami Brown throw a Dolphin like out of the pile, and you saw Mike McDaniel come running in screaming stuff that I probably shouldn't repeat. He wasn't very happy about it. So,
Dang.
I mean, it was pretty typical, but it was weird. It looked like a little bit of a guys got tied up for a second while they were switching fields or on the way to switch fields. And then all of a sudden it turned into a little bit of a scrum. So I don't know what precipitated it, to be honest with you. And then Hamby, did you just see another one while I was up here? Because now I'm in the media room and I can't actually see practice to come talk to you guys for a couple minutes.
Dolphins journalist Joe Shad just tweeted, Trayvon Walker choke-held Jalen Wright at the end of a run, and the RB unhappily swung.
Woo! Big brother to him? Big brother to running back, Trayvon? Dang.
I don't want to mess with Trayvon, by the way.
Hell no. Especially running. I mean, yeah. Once again, we need to see some. Listen, now I wish I was there, Brent. I should have been there because all I'm seeing is these reports. I see another one saying there is another skirmish transferred into the indoor facility, which I don't believe that. But whatever the case may be, I feel like I got to be there, Brent, because I don't see any videos. All I hear is hearsay, and we need ocular evidence, Brent. Ocular evidence is key.
Well, this is the problem with some of this stuff now, guys, at least from that point of view, and I understand that, and people like to see it. But if you're not here, you really can't see it because, cell phone video down here was off after period one, and then the videos from, Marcel's camera that we can shoot for tonight's shows and other things, they're available for period 2, 3, and 4. And then after that, that was basically all the individual stuff. So maybe a little bit of pass and catch. So you would have had to got a little bit of a something going during receivers versus corners, and that's not usually when that stuff transpires. And then the three things that you've now mentioned have all come with everybody's cameras off, other than the team cameras, and the team cameras certainly aren't going to promote that and push that out. So unless somebody sneaks a video in the fans, which I'm sure they've been told not to video either, you're not going to see it. And I'm not saying that's too bad or whatever. I mean, I guess in a way it's kind of too bad. You just don't really see it as much anymore because a lot of these periods that you would see it in are not allowed to be shot by the local media or whoever else.
Brent, we've talked about this. This is essentially the Miami Dolphins Super Bowl today because Mike McDaniel has been on record saying that depending how they do today at practice will depend on how much they play in the final preseason game this Saturday. Has Liam Cohen hinted at anything? Does he plan on playing the ones still? Are the ones done for the preseason? What's your vibe on that?
Yeah, I think the vibe I get, man, is they're done. I mean, this is it today, and I don't think we're going to see any of them on Saturday. It's not official yet, but it's definitely the vibe I'm getting, the feel I'm getting. I'm way more confident saying that than I've been confident on whether those guys are going to play when we predicted in weeks 1 and weeks 2. So I think this is it today. Then they'll get a walkthrough, and they'll probably practice even at a local high school or something on Saturday morning, or at least get their work in. And I think you're going to see the position battles and guys be able to put stuff on tape on Saturday night against the Miami Dolphins. I'm assuming the Dolphins are going to do the same because there's going to be a lot of 3s and 4s playing. And so even from McDaniel's point of view, he might want to say that to encourage his guys to go have a sharp practice. But I doubt he's going to put 1s and 2s against somebody else's 3s and 4s trying to make the NFL.
Yeah, it did sound like the ones, regardless, are going to play at least a little bit, is what the reports are saying. But we'll see. Hamby, what do you got?
Brent, was the BTJ touchdown anything of note?
Not really. To be honest with you, that was a good relief. It was just a quick little slant play. They were working in the red zone, and the Jags didn't look good. Like, I don't want to over dramatize it. You might have seen a couple of my tweets. I mean, it's practice at the end of the day. They didn't look good. I thought Miami was beating them up on a pass protection. I think Trevor would have been sacked or at least been hit. Then he kind of sailed one on that play, did a little screen play. They had a couple of runs that were okay. But then he got picked off by Minkah Fitzpatrick on a route that I hadn't seen this much yet in camp from when I've been out here, but him and Brenton Strange didn't look like they're on the same page at all. And Minkah Fitzpatrick picked it off. So then what followed is Brian Thomas Jr. getting in the end zone. But what also happened, like when the twos were in, I think it was Mike Hilton, but I think, who was it? Nick Mullins was throwing. I mean, it was one of those backyards play. They try to throw a little bit of a quick screen to a wide receiver, and he jumped it and would have picked. I mean, he didn't pick it, but if he did, it would have been an easy 6, like walk all the way back. So the first few reps of that situation, not so great for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Then Cam Little came in, kicked a few field goals, settled things down, makes you feel a little bit better. And then I came up here. So obviously I missed a little bit of a fight, and we were watching the offensive field guys kind of blocked out from where we were to see the defense. I would say we heard an occasional roar, which means from the fans that Miami was winning on a couple of plays, but I wouldn't say that was like a consistent roar and applause. So that makes me feel like there were some wins and losses from the defense against the Miami ones.
I'll say one more thing. You have got to be some kind of unhappy if you're going to go swing on Trayvon Walker. Jalen Wright, I'm guessing that's just because when he played Trayvon Walker at the University of Georgia, he lost by 3 scores and I think ran it like 20 times for 60 yards.
There we go.
So maybe that's just going back to that. But I wouldn't advise swinging on a guy like Trayvon at any point in time, helmet or not.
Me either. But show you a little bit of the intensity out here. And again, I would say the Jags got to bring that intensity in this because I thought the Dolphins came out with a little more urgency in this practice. And, it's a couple hours long. It's going to be a pretty long session today. So maybe that evens out throughout the rest of it.
Well, Brent, my final question for you is, and right now, like just reading some reports, it sounds like the Dolphins might be getting a little up on the Jaguars, but like you said, still plenty of practice to go. But like, I guess this is my concern, right? Like you have a fantastic showing against the Saints. Everything's where it needs to be. You come out for this, this joint practice, and we'll see how it ends, right? But right now, like, okay, it's going back and forth. Fine. Say it goes bad though, like, and maybe the Dolphins get the one up just because there's more incentive for them because if they practice well, they don't have to play on Sunday or Saturday supposedly. Well, how come we're only doing one joint practice? Because like this would be a great opportunity then if the Jaguars did come out flat for Liam Cohen and company to watch the film, correct it, and then come out the next day and get ready to go again to practice against the same Dolphins. Like, I think there's a lot of things that you can gain upon having multiple joint practices as opposed to one. So why is there only one practice?
Yeah, I haven't got to the bottom of that yet, but I plan to today because it was on my list of things. I know we had talked about it and mentioned it. This is really odd, right? I mean, you've been around the league a while. You played in some of these. We've covered a lot of these. I don't remember a single practice against another team, unless I'm mistaken. But I don't remember that. It's usually a 2-practice session. Now, the only thing that I think here, the Saturday game maybe crunches the time, especially as a third week of the preseason. So it might simply be logistical. The other thing is Miami has practiced with another team, at least one other team so far, because I remember there were reports about them not looking good. Was that against the Lions? Maybe.
Yeah,
might have been
Lions.
The Lions last week.
Yep.
So there might have been something about that too for McDaniel saying, hey, we only want to do so many of these, you know what I mean? But again, if the Jags are playing Sunday and the game is on Saturday, that doesn't leave you a lot of time for recovery, then having 2 practices, or maybe just the way the schedule is set, and then into tomorrow, which you're not going to have a joint practice tomorrow. It would have been Wednesday and Thursday rather than Thursday and Friday.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Austen, the answer probably doesn't have a lot of depth to it. It's probably more logistical than anything else. But those would be my at least guesses. And I'm going to try to find out a little bit more about that today, just out of curiosity.
All right. Hamby, got anything else before we hit the break here?
That's all I got.
All right, Brent. Well, head on a swivel because it sounds like it is getting a little, rough and tough there at practice.
Chippy.
So it's a little trippy, you know. Oh, any word on Parker Washington? Still looking great?
I was gonna say, I almost came into you guys were talking about Travis Hunter. But it was gonna be my first line. I was like, hey,
Yeah.
Parker Washington's still a Jag. The guy
Still a Jag.
still
Yep,
a
looking
Jag.
good out there. All right, it's fantastic. I think we're gonna check in with you maybe one more time, depending if you catch any strays in the fights coming up, maybe, because it sounds like it's getting physical out there, a little chippy. So hopefully we'll catch up with you before the show. But stay at it, Brent. Thank you for the update.
All right, guys, we'll see you in a bit.
All right, Hamby. Shall we take a break? Are ready to go fishing here with Paul Dozier, who just walked in, or are you going to try to bump him since you don't want to hear any more of the Florida Gator slander? Oh, we're going to break.
I would be happy
Hamby wants the smoke.
to talk to Paul Dozier.
We got Paul Dozier in studio next, and hopefully we'll have Brent Martineau later on as well. Yeah, there's the warm-ups, and it's entertaining, but I want to see the fights. Hopefully somebody like in the crowd had like a cell phone going when they're not supposed to, Hamby, and we can break down some of these skirmishes here a little bit, because that's what the people want to see. And damn, am I mad that Travis Hunter is not practicing today. I want to see the Tyreek Hill thing so bad. Hamby, are you disappointed with that?
100%.
I know, man, right? We're looking forward to it. We had our popcorn ready. All right, we'll get our popcorn next as we go fishing here with Paul Dozier.
When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models, or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway, or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC. We are professional grade.
If you look good, you feel good. And the medical professionals here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics are here to make you feel your best. I'm on camera every week, and I have a confession to make. I'm not always confident in my appearance. Can you see my dark circles? Is my makeup highlighting my fine lines instead of covering them up? I question it all. So when I found out about the wide variety of procedures here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics, I knew help was just one appointment away. Medical Director Dr. Megan Deacon-Casey and her board-certified physicians have been using the latest in cutting-edge technology for the last 10 years, giving men and women their personal confidence boost. From Botox, fillers, Morpheus 8, and so much more. The hardest part was figuring out what I needed. Thankfully, the medical team walked me through what would work best for me through a free consultation. Come look and feel your best with the team here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Visit them at one of their 2 locations, either over in Ponte Vedra or on the south side.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University. Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School. Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Tony Mazzio, Sandwood High School, class of 2002.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oak Leaf High School.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Shacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School.
Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
This has been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax Pal.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Let's go fishing on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Paul Dozier joins us in the studio. Paul, I want to know, can I get in one of these things for one of your next Kingfish tournaments next summer?
Are we going fishing or are we going to space?
Yeah, the weather wouldn't have a whole lot of the rough ocean. You could probably go fishing during a hurricane, you know.
Come on.
I don't know about that, buddy. There's nowhere to put a fishing rod, though. I remember being a little boy thinking that by the time I get to be 45 or 50 years old, we'll be flying out to the fishing ground. Yeah, it hadn't quite gotten there yet. But,
Not so much.
So this is the Regent Craft Sea Glider. Any guesses on how fast this baby can go?
In the air or in the water?
In the water.
Oh. 100 knots. 100 knots.
Yeah, I mean, I've no idea.
Do that equation for me, Paul.
Yeah.
It'd be 115 miles per hour.
Okay. Austin, just give me over under that.
I'll take the. I'll take the over. It looks expensive.
180.
Wow.
So this is an aircraft that can go in the water. Yeah, that's what we're seeing here.
They have designed it. I came across this today. It was actually a story for us on the Action. On our morning show this morning. They've made the propellers designed after pelicans so they can, tread the water. And first of all, it was created for it because it has a contract with the Department of Defense, I believe, for military use. But the goal in by 2027 is for regular passengers to be able to use this as a as a transportation. And they say they're going to market it as half the price of an aircraft ticket and almost like a ferry type thing.
Okay.
Be cool for the Bahamas.
Yeah, not too shabby. Well, you kind of mentioned a little bit. It's crazy how, all right, in terms of technology, you can, if you got the money, you can go to space now, right? Or at least claim to go to space.
Yeah.
Has there been that much of an evolution of, fishing boats? You know what I'm saying? You're not going to space, but,
for example,
technology.
when I was a kid, which is 30 years ago, let's just say, a fast sport fishing boat, let's just call it back then, a Bertram 46 was a big boat. 54 Bertram was a giant boat. And if they cruised at 25 or 27 knots, they were fast. These days, they have 80, 90-foot sport fishing boats cruising at 35 knots. And we have center consoles these days. A big center console when I was a kid was a 25 or 28-footer. Now we have 48, 47, 48-foot, 50-foot center consoles that go 75 or 80 miles an hour.
Sure.
So, definitely technology has improved the boating and fishing game substantially. But no airplanes yet.
Got you. Well, speaking of the technology too, like we'll be able to use some of that technology with the storms coming in. Like, how does that affect the fishing and everything? Is that a better thing with the storms?
Well, it might muck up the water a little bit inshore, or close to the beach. It might make everything a little dirty for a few days until it calms down. It's creating high tides, extra high tides, which is providing opportunity for some what they call flood tide red fishing, which is where boats go up in the grass and wade in the grass and throw flies at tailing redfish. The redfish are up in places they generally aren't unless it's an exceptional high tide. So I've been seeing a lot of videos of that stuff the last few days. I think it'll probably cool the water off a little bit, which will help the inshore fishing. And, I think that all in all, kind of flushes everything a little bit, stirs everything up, maybe a reset, which might be good.
Austen, you seen any increased traffic at Jack's Beach with all the fishers, or all the surfers out there?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's apparent because I live 2 blocks away from the beach, so I always try to get out there and just kind of get like a little morning walk or a little morning workout, and depending on what my schedule is for the day. And it seems like the morning time is like the best time for surfers to kind of go out there. It's not too choppy and everything. And there has been a lot more people out there. For sure.
I'm just looking at the weather right now. Today, it's very light winds, probably a light offshore wind, which will make the surf exceptionally good. Today's the day, though. It subsides pretty quick after today. I mean, tomorrow there's a little bit of surf left over. And by Saturday, you're back down to 2.5 feet, which is still bigger than normal, but not like I've seen some videos of some 6-foot stuff yesterday and today. But today's the day. You'll see all your surfing buddies will be out there today.
Calling off work.
Oh, yeah.
First alert weather team said they're supposed to be 6 to 8 feet today, so we'll see.
Might be possibly.
You'll see a lot of red flags, so high riptide
There's
risk.
plenty of now, I don't know if you've seen some of the footage from the Outer Banks of North Carolina. It's significant up there.
Gotcha.
If you look at the map, the Outer Banks of North Carolina sticks way offshore. That's why they get a lot more storms and storm condition. We're kind of in a little bit of a cove here.
Yeah.
Okay. That today?
This was yesterday.
Okay, I was going to say that doesn't look like 6 to 8 foot to me. But, it's getting bigger, though. You can tell it's getting bigger as the day goes on.
Yeah.
A lot of surfers.
Oh, yeah, all the surfers, man. I'm not sure, in terms of pier fishing, I can be catching anything today with all the surfers out there, but
I saw on Saturday a post that there were 11 kingfish caught off the Jacksonville Beach Pier on Saturday.
Wow.
Or maybe Sunday.
Okay.
Might have been Sunday. Saturday or Sunday. 11 fish caught off the pier. So, again, kingfish tournament season ends first week of August with the North Florida King of the Beach, and everybody just thinks it's over. Some of the best king fishing I've ever had in my life has been in late August and early September, fishing on the beaches and nobody does it.
Yeah. Well, and let me ask you this: how does the technique change from fishing, let's say, off a boat in the middle of the ocean to the pier? Using the same kind of tackle and everything.
Same theory.
Okay.
Same theory. They'll take what they call I think they call it a mud line or an anchor rod, and they'll take a big long rod and they'll cast out a heavy weight like an anchor as far as they can off the pier, and then they'll run a release mechanism off that line with a live bait and get it out as far as they can. And that's how they catch the fish. Then when the fish bites it, it releases off their mud line.
Okay.
And they have it on the rod and reel, and they'll play the fish as long as they can to subdue it, because obviously you get a frisky 30-pound fish up by the pier, he can just run around the piling and just probably cut you right off. But I imagine it's a good long. I want to go out there and watch it one day. Apparently there is a real art to it.
Really? Yeah. I mean, I believe it. And also, if you catch a giant one, you want to. I mean, I feel like lugging it back to at home could be a process as well.
Yeah,
you probably got a big cooler and stuff.
Yeah, they have like a big treble hook on a rope.
Okay.
And they lower it down, and then they try to move the fish over and gaff it. And pull it up over the pier. But I can imagine, to your point, that you have some stressful moments when you have a 30 or 40 pound of trophy fish on there and you're trying to gaff it around the pier, and I'm sure you got 30, 40 people watching, and everybody's an expert.
Of
We
course.
know that. Everybody, oh, well, I do. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. And I'm sure at some point the guy's finally just like, hey, I got it. Just shut up.
Yeah. Hamby.
Paul, is there a lot of that in there's a lot of that in kind of, I mean, it can be in any kind of sport, any hobby is the instance of, the elder statesman who's done it for decades, wanting to kind of teach, but also maybe be a little bit overbearing. Would you say that's a common thing in your world?
Yeah,
every
maybe
kid with his father. I was going to
my
say,
son.
every kid with his father, I bet.
Yeah. I don't know, man. There's legends in this game like there's legends in anything. And sometimes if a legend speaks, you listen. I don't care how old they are, how smart you think they are.
Sure.
And, when I was a young man, when I was 10 or 12 years old, I had a reputation of talking too much and asking tons of questions around the marina and pestering these guys. And luckily they were great guys and they were grateful. But I learned a lot, and I used that thing. And, in fishing, I try to tell people, everybody, like anything, you think, well, Brent probably thinks another sports guys that ask dumb questions or whatever, or some people might think that whatever.
Thinks I'd ask dumb questions.
Yeah, whatever. Everybody thinks that they're smarter than the next guy, but you can learn something from the dumbest guy out there. Maybe the dumbest fisherman, maybe the guy who's the worst fisherman you ever seen. He might come up with something that's, hey, you know what? I can put that to what I'm doing. I'm sure the same thing with baseball. Somebody will give you a tip, and you're like, well, that guy doesn't know what he's talking about, but that makes a little bit of sense.
No, it's a great point, Paul. Even with fighting, because they always say it doesn't matter who you're sparring against; everyone has something to offer.
Yeah.
Right. So even if it's a novice who's swinging crazy for the fences, like that can offer you something in terms of well, watch out for those wide shots. So it's crazy how you can find some common ground between fighting and fishing, but
anything.
But in anything really.
You should always listen to. I mean, like I said, you can learn something from who you think's the dumbest. I mean, you can always learn. There's no limit of what you can learn from in life and anything.
Yeah.
You listen. You should always listen to people and respect their opinion. You don't have to use it, but I try to listen to everybody.
Well, and speaking of respect, I mean, respect is a big thing in sport. And when you talk about, I guess, like the unwritten rules of sport, like every sport has some. So if someone goes on your boat, Paul, like, do you have some unwritten rules that you expect people to follow? Like what's some kind of like the protocol that maybe the casual fisherman doesn't know?
Well, I think that probably I'm a boat captain. Okay, that's what I am. I'm a boat captain at heart. I've been a boat captain my whole life. Basically I ran my dad's boat when I was a teenager, and it's just always been kind of a natural thing for me. Now, as I've gotten older, when we go on my boat, we're kind of alphas, and we kind of do it our way, and everybody that comes with us kind of just stands.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been lucky enough to fish with a lot of the great fishermen, and we kind of take what we've learned fishing with these guys, and the way we fish differently a lot around here when we do go fishing than when I say go fish, I mean like blue water fishing, like inshore fishing. It's just, we all do. It doesn't matter. I'll listen to everybody. I watch, I learn, same thing. But we go to what we call dredge fishing, which is where we pull these big umbrella-style rigs with a lot of bait on it and try to bait and switch, what means you tease the fish up, you throw a bait to it, and that's how we do it. So, but I go fishing on other boats a lot, and they have captains and crews, and luckily the people I go fishing with are like-minded, and they do a lot of things. But to what we talked about earlier, I always am watching what everybody's doing, and if I think I don't go, I'm very choosy who I go fishing with, because I want to go have a good time. I don't get to go fishing very much. I want to go fishing, and I want to have a good time, and I want to have a chance to be successful. So with kids, you have limited exposure to go fishing, not nearly as much as I used to. So when I do go, try to go with my best friends, and I don't. Back when I was 20 years old, we had to try to get 6 people to go to all of us throw in $50 so we could afford the gas or whatever it is. And now we go fishing so little, I'd rather choose the people I want to be with for 12 or 14 hours versus the guy that's got a wallet, if that makes sense.
Paul, biggest piece of advice that you've gotten being a captain, and biggest piece of advice that you've received being a fisherman?
Oh, goodness. That I can give or that I've gotten?
That you've gotten, that you've used. That's helped you out in your journey.
Don't ever leave fish to find fish.
Okay,
is a good one that I've often when you're catching a few fish and you think, well, it's probably if we were 5 miles north or south of here, it might be better. But you're getting a few bites, and the other thing is don't chase the radio. You listen to the radio, and when the guys are talking, it's never as good or bad as it sounds on the radio. You think you're getting them, and think this guy's getting them, and at the end of the day, he's caught 5 and you've caught 4. What sounds like he's calling one in every 15 minutes on billfish releases and stuff like that.
Yeah.
As far as, patience is just the key to everything in fishing. You have to be patient. And just as far as angling, don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry. I was fishing with a guy on a boat, this famous mate, one of the best fishermen in the world. His name's is Mike Fulgham, and we were in Fort Pierce. This was probably 15 years ago, and we're fishing a sailfish tournament, and we do this thing called prospect, and you let the bait, you pull this dredge, this umbrella rig, you keep letting the bait by and reeling it back, up and back, all day long. You let it go. Well, he's like, he's a funny guy, and he says, hey, bulldozer, you from Russia? I'm like, I know the punchline's coming, but
sure,
I'm like
trying to see where he's going with this.
I'm trying to figure out what he's going. I'm like, what? He goes, you from Russia? I said, no, I'm not. Of course I'm not. He goes, well, why are you rushing? Why are you rushing? Take your time, cuz. Take your time. And really,
I like it.
So,
yeah.
Take your time and don't
sure.
do it right every time. If you think your leader's a little frayed up, or cut it off and tie it again. Don't. And we're all in a hurry.
We amen to that, man. We are
sure.
in a hurry. Yep.
Paul, I wanted to show you this picture. This is it future Hall of Famer? Is Joe Thomas, NFL great, NFL legend. Austin, you know if he's in the Hall of Fame or not?
He's a Hall of Famer, I believe.
Right?
Yes. Yep.
I think he's a recent Hall of Famer, right?
Yes.
Big time fisherman.
Is that a muskie?
Yeah.
What's that, a muskie?
That's a muskie right there, I would say. Yep.
Yeah.
So this is, let me read the caption that he threw up on social media earlier. He said, I was busy catching monster pike in Canada last week, so I failed to alert you guys, but we just launched our first round of full-blood Japanese Wagyu and American Wagyu and all things. Oh, never mind. That's an ad.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's up in Canada.
There you go.
That's a muskie, but that's not a pike.
I don't know what it is.
I think that's a muskie.
But isn't it amazing how these big, giant linemen when they retire, just lose all this weight? I mean, you would never know that guy's a Hall of Fame offensive tackle.
It's wild, man.
I mean, Linder, I'm pretty good friends with Brandon Linder. He probably weighs 225 pounds these days. And Loggeman's skinny.
He is, man. Tony Baselli's in great shape.
Yeah, it's just these big bulky linemen. It's crazy.
And it's got to be refreshing too, just because you think about, because it takes what people think. Okay, they're just. You show up, eat a lot, you're good to go. No, it takes work to maintain that physique, right?
Yeah.
Because there's one thing just to eat all you want and not work out and just, it's like the dude in Tampa right now.
Then you're Desmond Watson.
Desmond Watson, right?
Paul.
But by the way, with Desmond Watson, I feel like there's some gamesmanship there. I feel like they're going to have him on the practice squad, but they're trying to protect him, right? Where
he's been trying to lose weight since he was a freshman at Florida, man. He just... And I know I have a friend whose son played for the Gators, who was in the same room with him. He's like, dude, this guy just can't. He just can't help it. It's
kind of sad.
And you know what? He's fairly athletic for as big as he is. But
I saw him running the ladder drill at 40-something pounds, and it's ridiculous how quick-footed he is.
440 pounds.
Yeah, man. Sorry, 440 pounds. Yeah. And it's crazy how quick-footed he is.
Yeah, he's athletic. If they could get it through his head, you got to hope that one day it clicks for him and he realizes whatever. But watching him play for the Gators, he'd give you one or two good plays, and then but the team saw him. If he went out there, buddy, they're going quick. That's the deal. And then after two plays, he literally just stands there.
Yeah.
It's just
it makes you wonder too if he was able to get down to 300 something, what he would look like.
Yeah.
If he's a 340 nose tackle, with his fast feet already, dude could be all time. It's just.
I think you might be right about that.
You have to want it.
Like they're trying to protect it, or, hold him to put him on the practice squad or whatever. To hopefully, he does to me look like he's lost some weight. I mean, he was huge at Florida, huge, and
I think he was about 365 pounds as a junior, or going into his junior year of high school.
Yeah,
big dude.
Yeah, he's huge. He's tall too. I've got a picture of with my wife with him. We were at one of the away games and saw him at the hotel or whatever. And I mean, he's a teddy bear too, man. Just as nice a guy as you could ever meet. And hopefully he gets it together because it'd be scary how big he's going to get if he quits the football. I mean, they sweat their tails off at football and work out. If he quits working out and quits lifting and quits doing that, I mean, how big could he get?
Now you're talking about a giant health risk. I mean, he already is kind of a health risk,
right.
I feel like. But, I mean, it just amplifies it that much more. But, to get back to my point, it's amazing how these linemen lose so much weight. And it's just got to be refreshing for them because – man, you shed an extra 40, 50 pounds off you. You take that 50-pound weight vest on, and all of a sudden your joints feel better, your back's feeling better. And that's what I think what a lot of these NFL pros are realizing.
Well, it's funny. Brandon Linder bought a boat he bought a yellowfin, which is the same kind of boat. And we helped him when he took delivery for him. He was still playing for the Jags, and I asked him. I was like, "Hey, man, he told me early on that he wanted to play 8 or 10 years, and he wasn't going to kill his joints and kill his knees. He wanted to have a healthy life afterwards. And he's like, dude, I'm telling you right now, Dozier, you won't recognize me in 2 years. You won't recognize me in 2 years. And there was a little bit of talk, after a year or two after he retired, that the Bucs had a center problem, needed somebody. And I saw in one of the shows that they put Brandon Linder recently retired. He's not too old, and I was thinking to myself, he's about 230 pounds, buddy. You're not gonna. I don't think he's coming out of retirement. I don't think he could block Vita Vea or whatever that guy's name.
That's a different animal right there, man. That guy's a beast.
Not sure that he wants to. I'm not sure Linder wants to lean on Big Dez either.
No, not at all, man. Enjoy your time fishing, man, and keep that weight off. Hamby, I think we got a video.
Yep, we're gonna appreciate Paul again stopping by. Let's go fishing. And we're going to send things over to Captain Roger with our weekly inshore fishing report.
Captain Roger here with your Action Sports Inshore Fishing Report. This is part 2, August 20th. We're talking about Hurricane Aaron and what do these tropical systems do in the coming weeks as we get into September and October. And what we're looking for is cooler temps. Cooler temps will spark a bite like you would not believe. Overcast days. Those are the days you want to call in sick and go fishing. Forget these blue sky days. The fish just don't want to eat till about 8, 9 o'clock. The bite's over. Another thing, a little rain would be nice. Get that salinity down and get these fish from their vacation up Palatka and who knows where else, Callahan and these estuaries, and knock them back toward the ocean and the gateways, some of these inlets, Mayport, Fernandina, St. Augustine. That's the gateway where all the predators wait for these bait, mullet, shrimp, mud minnows, whatever, to come out and start feeding. So that's a little bit of what we're looking for. So to kind of give you what I'm thinking is when I want to go fishing is when I see an overcast day, I see it's going to rain, but not rain real heavy, cooler temps, that's when I'm going to be going fishing. And that's what you need to think about in the next couple of weeks, because that's when the bite's going to be going. So throw out the tide charts and throw out the lunar moon. Think about cooler temps and those overcast days. That's when the guys are really going to go out there and get them. Until next week, this is Captain Roger with your Action Sports Inshore Fishing Report for Northeast Florida. Until next week, Captain Roger.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service. A meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, The mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Save 10% off any water heater plus no trip charge. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. For a limited time, CGC is waiving the trip charge on all related plumbing calls. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
For the game day hustle and every day in between, juggling my show Jag Social to going under the Friday night lights and a social life, it's a daily tournament. But this ride, MVP status. The all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus isn't just my car, it's my personal locker room, office on the go, and VIP lounge on wheels. Let's talk tech. My profile remembers everything from customizing my dash display to setting the ambient lighting and my signature scent. And wireless charging, essential for live tweeting scores. Whether I'm packing for a beach day with friends or heading to the gym, there's space for every passion. After dominating all day, this becomes my recovery zone. The massage feature is like having a personal PT on call. Life's a non-stop game, but with this ride, I'm always on my A game. The 2024 Lincoln Nautilus. Drive your passion.
Grab some friends and go to a restaurant or head out for a drink and some conversation. Watch your favorite team play on the big screen. Or how about play some games? You can do all of that in one night at Best Bet.
Each location has a different vibe, its own personality, like here at the original Best Bet in Orange Park. When you walk through these doors, everybody knows your name. And here in St. Augustine, it's the newest location. Play some poker. How about the table games? And don't forget about Ace's Sports Bar and Grill. And then there's the Jacksonville location right here on Monument Road. It's the biggest poker room in the state of Florida. Maybe you'll find yourself a seat right here at the final table.
Best Bet, where you can have the best of times. And that makes you always go home a winner. Try any of the 3 locations, and you can always visit bestbetjacks.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show. Brent in South Beach, Mr. Worldwide, Mr. 305. Hopefully going to check back in with us to talk about the Jaguars-Dolphins joint practice. Apparently the practice has wrapped up now. It's all done. It's in the books. All there's left to do is just break it down. Looking at Cameron Wolfe, national NFL reporter for NFL Network, also covers, I believe, the Miami Dolphins as well. This is his tweet from 6 minutes ago. Take it for how you want. Big Dolphins day in joint practice with the Jaguars. Miami brought physicality folks have been talking about. Minka Fitzpatrick and Jack Jones had pick sixes off Trevor Lawrence, who had a tough day. Zach Seiler and Aaron Brewer were dominant regularly. Tua and Waddle look strong. Hamby, you still there?
Not good.
Trevor Lawrence, 2 pick sixes. How are we feeling about that?
I'm gonna
wait for Brent.
I'm
wait
gonna
for
play
Brent to calm down.
Well, maybe. I think I'm gonna play the optimism card here, and just sight unseen guess that these are the type of plays where he would have gotten sacked, and because of the nature of team practice, not that they can't sack, but they're a little bit more hesitant to. There's a lot of would-be sacked out there that he would have been sacked and the ball, we would have been on to the next play.
Okay.
And he's only I don't know.
Optimism.
Does that help? No, not really. But
Yeah, not really, but optimism it is.
To me, I don't really put a whole lot into the fact that it's 2 pick sixes. It's just 2 picks. Like, whether they return it or not means nothing to me.
Yeah, it's just more of an optics. It doesn't sound as good.
Of course,
I get what you're saying.
it sounds terrible.
Also coming from Cameron Wolf, if Brian Thomas Jr. isn't a household star name yet, he should be after this season. BTJ having a great practice versus the Dolphins today. Clear main highlight for the Jaguars today.
All
so
right.
take that for how you want.
All right, I'll take that.
We also have Jalen Wright, who was involved with the skirmish with Trayvon Walker. Jalen Wright walked off a practice field solely with apparent injury, flanked by a trainer, and now headed into the medical facility for more evaluation. Travis Hunter is running near full speed sprints off to the sideline with Tyson Campbell, while Dolphins Jaguars are going through their joint practices. This was about an hour ago. It doesn't look like we're going to see Hunter or Campbell today, both dealing with minor injuries. So that's the report, at least more from the Dolphins side. But obviously, the 2 Trevor Lawrence pick sixes at least warrants a little. I wonder what happened there.
Right.
Yeah.
I also seen, and again, we're going off of reports and tweets and everything like that. It didn't seem like the O-line had a particularly good day at all.
Yeah, I am seeing a lot of, quarterbacks getting sacked by the Miami Dolphins, the defensive line eating. And, I mean, maybe I take responsibility for that, saying that the Miami Dolphins defense doesn't scare me because by all indications they sound like they had a pretty good day. And they're in the backfield a lot, whether it was stopping the run or also getting to the quarterback.
And on the runs, too, I know it looked like I saw quite a few stopped at the line.
I mean, I asked Brent this, Hamby, and I want to get your opinion. Like, once again, these are just reports from, because it's so hard if you don't see it what it actually looks like.
Right.
But let's be honest, by all indications, it sounds like the Dolphins had a much better day. Just by reading it. Now, whether that's true or not, that's in the eye of the beholder.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say that it went bad today. It didn't look good. Offensive line, giving up some sacks. Trevor Lawrence, bad day. Whatever. If you're Liam Cohen, does this sway you at all for the starters in preseason game number 3? Or do you rest your laurels on that and say, all right, Carolina, here we come?
Yeah, I don't think it does.
Doesn't affect
I don't
it at
think
all?
it affects.
Okay.
I think his decision was made before today, and whether they looked really good or not so good today, that wasn't changing. I don't know, because by all indication, you probably saw more of their ones today than you will or would Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to see more of the ones today, and you already did already, I don't know how much benefit is going to get. If we're just trying to get a confidence boost for the offense, sending them out there, the ones that is against Miami's 2s, just so they can go down the field and score another touchdown to pick their spirits up, I think we're in the wrong business. And I don't necessarily think that he's going to risk injury to do so. I don't think that's as important to him. And I don't know if there's anything that can get accomplished in one more drive against the Dolphins starters that couldn't be accomplished against your own starters in practice on a much more secure level over this next week as well. So I don't think I want to see the starters this Saturday night. If I'm being honest, I think I'm going to go back and here's the thing. I want to go back and rest on the fact of what it looks like against the Saints. The offense goes right down the field twice. Obviously, we have the fumble, but they still went down the field. And the next drive, they go right back down the field, make it look easy, and punch it in with Parker Washington. Should I put? Did we not put enough into it that was against the Saints 2s? I mean, we know that was not the Saints' ones on defense, but did we not put enough into it? Because this is really, obviously, in the first preseason game, that was the Steelers' twos. So this is the first time all offseason that the Jacksonville Jaguars starting offense has faced a starting defense, and it didn't go so well.
Sure. Yeah.
Is there reason for concern? Maybe. I don't think that Warren's playing him again this Saturday night.
I got you. Yeah, and I'm with you, Hamby. Like, I'll say this. If for some reason that the Jaguars starters do play this Saturday, which I think would be a little pie in the sky, but for whatever reason, if they do play, I hope that decision was made before the practice. Because if I'm Liam Cohen, especially getting so close to week 1 against Carolina, I can't necessarily make emotional decisions now. I can't go, okay, well, we start that practice, so now we have to change it. Like, no. Maybe you had the thought of, okay, like, you know, we'll play the ones this series against Miami if they play their ones. Like, if they play their ones, maybe I'll throw my ones out there for the preseason game on Saturday. Maybe that's the dialogue. And then if that's the case, okay, fine. Like, I'm not saying it's the best thing because, once again, I think you got your work in against New Orleans. But if you want to see ones-on-ones, if that's the plan, if McDaniel puts his ones out there, then by all means, do one series and let's see what you got.
Okay.
I'm not mad at that. I just hope that it's not going to be an emotional decision now where, well, Miami kind of got the better of us, so now let's go get it back in the preseason game. That's all I'm going to say.
Do you want to address this comment that we just got in, or should I?
I think he's being sarcastic.
I know.
Okay. I think he's being sarcastic. Yeah. It's that. Yeah. Shout out to Mr. Hugo, man.
Really
friend
quick.
Of the show.
So Cohen is at the podium now.
Okay.
So we're getting some answers there, and said guys like Travis Hunter and Tyson Campbell could have gone, but Jags are being cautious. Pretty much said if it were Carolina, if it was a real game, they would have played.
Okay.
So more
taking care of your guys. I get it.
Yeah.
Err on the side of caution, not mad at it.
Mm-hmm. Still, obviously, as we talked about, especially in the first hour of the show, would have loved to see Travis Hunter against Tyreek Hill for the first time. Also would have loved to see Tyson get a good early test and kind of a better gauge on where he's at. But we'll have to wait till Ted McMillan in week 1 on September 7th.
Mm-hmm. Which I think, once again, we talk about the Panthers a little bit. I think they're going to try to pound the rock, but you can't sleep on the receivers either. Like Thielen.
Yeah.
The ageless one, if you will.
Yeah.
Gritty and all, scares you. Ted McMillan seems to kind of be a training camp guy right now that people are talking about. Like, it'll be a good matchup, man. Because, well, like I've said before on this show, the way we're talking about week 1's going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars and it's got to be the win and it should be good. They're having the exact same dialogue in Carolina right now, where they're like, "Oh, it's the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, that'll be a win for Carolina." Though it's crazy how I feel like we're two teams that seem like they're kind of in the same spot with the same confidence going into week 1. It's gonna be fun. Hopefully, the Jaguars can come out on top.
One more thing, real quick.
Yep.
It looks like Brent just wrapped up talking with Mason Smith for the first time in a long time, so we'll get to hear from him at some point. Most likely not today. You'll probably hear that on Action Sports Jacks tonight.
Oh, what a tease, Handy.
On CBS 47, Fox
Shame on
30,
you.
and we will definitely have that for you tomorrow. But Mason Smith, first day back in pads. Not exactly sure how much he was in there as far as snap by snap, but he was in pads. He did participate at some level. I'm sure we'll hear from Brent how much that was, and obviously he's talking to him for the first time. I expect to hear some answers from Mason Smith about what these last couple of weeks have been like being sidelined. Obviously, a guy like him, you always hear you have your biggest jump from year 1 to year 2.
Correct.
I think that's especially the case in a guy who was a project coming out of college, out of LSU, dealt with injuries, and obviously all of the question marks that surrounded last year, and then he had the increase in playing time and the jump. And like the last month of the season especially, I don't know if there's a guy on the roster that was looking forward to a year or two more than Mason Smith, and obviously he gets sidetracked. But he is back. Hopefully we'll see him week 1. Remains to be seen, but I'm excited to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, I'm excited too, and you know how I feel about it. I think that's going to be your starting defensive tackle, if both him and Armstead are healthy. I've heard nothing but great things about Mason Smith in the offseason in terms of how much he's busted his ass, in terms of how much that he's trying to take it upon himself to get better. Right? Obviously has the setback with the injury, and now it seems like he's on the road to recovery and should be slated to start or at least play week 1 against the Carolina Panthers. And then on the other side of the coin is Eric Armstead. And this is a guy where it's wild. Same position, both been out with injuries, but I feel so much different with Mason Smith than I do with Eric Armstead. Not necessarily in terms of what you see on the field, but in terms of like how I feel like this whole thing has been handled. Because while we've gotten, I think, a lot more clarification of when Mason Smith is going to be back, what he's dealing with, we don't have that with Eric Armstead. We know it's a back issue, but just like the whole way that it was handled, left a little bit to be desired, at least from my eyes. So, not saying Eric Armstead's in bad graces or anything with the coaching staff. I just think like the way that they speak on Mason Smith compared to Eric Armstead kind of makes me go a little bit of, okay, well, is Eric Armstead is the back injury, it's serious maybe, but like, is he a little bit on thin ice with how he's handling the whole situation? You don't get that vibe with Mason Smith.
And do you think that's the biggest reason why they brought in Sanders?
Yeah, but and I spoke on this the day that they signed him. Saunders is more of like a nose than he is a 3 technique. Like when we talk about Eric Armstead and Mason Smith,
He's
like
depth for Devon.
Correct, because like this is what, and I get it. Not everyone is X's and O's football, and I think a lot of casuals saw Saunders get signed and say, "Oh, Eric Armstead, that's not good for you." Well, I don't really think it affects Eric Armstead that much. Like, can Saunders play a 3 technique? I spoke on this a little bit watching film on him. He has shown glimpses of when he's 2-gapping, whether it was in Kansas City or in New Orleans. But when he 2-gaps, there has been situations where he has then rushed on the outside of the guard, which would essentially be the B gap, which would essentially make him a 3 technique. And he's had success doing that. Now, can he line up not in 2-gap, which is basically head up to your guy, but can he line up at the angle in a 3 technique and take over the B gap? Maybe, because when you look at great defensive tackles, especially great 3 techniques, what you're looking for more than anything is the first step, is the footwork.
The get off. It's
the get off, right? And that's what makes him such a great nose as well, because he's not the biggest dude. Like, he weighs whatever, 300 and some change, but like, he's not the tallest dude. It's not like it's Calais Campbell. So when you have a guy that's built like that, this is what makes Aaron Donald so great, because Aaron Donald, you could say, oh, he's a little undersized, but then you see him in the weight room and it's like, well, is he really? But it's that first step. Like it's what I always watch, man, when I'm trying to break down whether, this guy is an NFL caliber dude or not. It's their first step. And this goes back to when I played in Detroit with my defensive line coach there. And basically what he would always do is my first practice in Detroit, I come from Kansas City, I came from Jacksonville, done a certain way. I get to Detroit and Ndamukong Suh, Ziggy Ansah, and the first practice, we're sitting there, we're breaking the film down, and by the way, the coach's name was Chris Kasarik at the time, defensive line coach, who I believe is still in San Francisco now, I believe was defensive line coach or even a coordinator, but I think he's in San Fran still. Always had a big dip in. But the first thing that he would do is we'd go through the first play of like team. And he would play it, and then when the ball snapped, he would pause it. And he would see who the first guy off the line was. We did this for every single rep. Every single rep. So you think of, a regular season practice, maybe your defense, you're getting 50 to 60 reps in a practice with the 1s and 2s and everything. So for those 60 reps, whether it was the 1s or 2s, when the ball is snapped every single time, he would pause it. And he would go, hey, Austen, a little slow there. Or Austen, nice job getting off the ball. Like he would always make it a competition with the 4 defensive linemen to see who was getting off the quickest. And that's the thing. So when I take that philosophy, and then I look at who the Jaguars just brought in and everything, like I think Colin Saunders is gifted when it comes to having fast feet. And I think he's gifted in the terms of, okay, if you have that at your disposal, could you play a little 3 if it's really called upon, if they're really desperate? Maybe a little bit.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Yeah. A lot of question marks now.
A lot of question marks.
All right, the big news in the last couple minutes, Liam Cohen confirming that the Jaguar starters will not play Saturday night. You will not see Trevor Lawrence in the starting ones. You will not see the starting ones on defense either. That is in the last 5 minutes with Liam Cohen taking the podium down in Miami after the joint practice. So we have seen the last of the Jaguar starters for the preseason. The next time we'll see them will be September 7th at home when it counts against the Panthers.
All right. That's fair.
Have you seen all that you've needed to see? We'll get to that and a little bit more. Maybe a fantasy football question or two that I've got stacked up for Austen based off of a guy we were talking at the beginning of the show.
I like it. I think we'll have Brent back maybe a little bit
to
answer some questions. And I think you have a gripe with a pretty popular restaurant chain as well, if I'm not mistaken. If you want to go down that road, can't wait to hear what you got to say about this one. So yeah, stay tuned. Hemmy's gonna rip a restaurant. Brent's gonna come back with some training camp reports with the Miami Dolphins, and we got some fantasy football talk as well.
Welcome inside the Armor Guard exterior and gutter helmet showroom. There's a lot going on, like glass exteriors, replacement windows, and down there we have the retractable screens and awnings, plus hurricane protection. Let's talk more about those gutters, and to do that, we bring in Kevin. He's the owner, he's the expert. Why Gutter Helmet?
Well, Gutter Helmet is truly the only maintenance-free product. It lets the trash and debris go on the ground, the water wraps around and goes inside. Unlike filters, they sit on top of the gutters, and the trash and debris build up on top of filters, which requires maintenance. With Gutter Helmet, we're going to keep you off the ladder, the most dangerous thing in your garage. With Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. So get off the ladder and put on the helmet. Gutter Helmet.
Get a free estimate at gutterhelmetofnorthflorida.com. You can also call 904-762-7779 or visit the showroom on St. John's Bluff Road in Jacksonville.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax Pal. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
This has been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax Pal.
I've been telling you about CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing for a long time now. Their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants.
We've had a Connecticut water softener and drinking water system in our home for more than 7 years. You can see the difference whether you're washing clothes, the dishes, or what I like to do most, fill this up for some coffee every morning, and mostly all day. Remember, if you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter.
Right now, you can get a free Connecticut reverse osmosis system with a purchase of a Connecticut Premier Softener. The experts at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing will test your water for free and determine your water score. Don't know your water score? CGC will find out and recommend the appropriate Connecticut water treatment solutions so you can improve it. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Ask about our 90-day love it or leave it guarantee. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
There's a saying in sports, you can't win them all, but you can win a lot with good folks on your team. Like that one painter, First Coast. It's tough to beat the sun in Florida, so your home fades. It's tough to beat that HOA when they come calling. Beat the sun, beat the HOA with that one painter, First Coast. And it's a good time to do it. Less rain to work around, and painting in mild temperatures is perfect. After all, the paint bonds to the surface so much better. Give that one painter First Coast a call at 904-417-3557 or look them up at first-coast.thatonepainter.com. Fast estimate, guidance on color and HOA requirements, and the highest quality job you'll find anywhere. Be a big winner in your neighborhood with that one painter First Coast on your team.
Sun's out, suits out. That's right, it's summertime in Florida, which means it's time to say goodbye to bulking season and hello to shredding season. But if you're like me, you're having a hard time sculpting and shaping those final pounds. That is until I came and saw my friends over at Polarization and Aesthetics. Right now, everyone is hopping on the Evolve X train, and the only destination is finding your perfect summer body. The technology uses electrical muscle stimulation and radio frequency energy to cause your muscles to contract, all while heating up those deep layers of your skin and tissue to produce collagen and reduce fat. It's like doing 1,000 sit-ups in 30 minutes. No pain, no needles, just results, right? That's right. So leave those winter layers back at the station and come look and feel your best with the team here at Ponte
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jags 24/7 network.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show. Back with the Jags in just a second. Brent Martineau will rejoin us after learning that Liam Cohen will not play the starters this Saturday night in the preseason finale against the Miami Dolphins. But before we do, real quick, Austen is the commissioner of my fantasy football league.
Yep.
I was pressed to create a new way to determine our draft order.
First of all, the fact that you're the commissioner, I mean, dude, I love fantasy football. It's an obsession of mine. I don't envy anybody who's the commissioner.
Luckily, these
unsung job, man. Unsung heroes there.
There are some.
Thank you for your service, Hamby.
Yeah, you got it. Mm-hmm. Highly competitive dudes, but chill in that regard. There have been many discrepancies in the past, but we've been chill in the last couple of years. That being said, we've been doing the names out of the hat for, I believe, the first 9 years of our league. We started it back in high school.
Okay, I like it.
So this year I decided to go with AI. You know, I said, look, I mean, if I got to think about things, you know, AI is the reason that the Brent and Austen Show is so popular come, late March, early April.
That in Parker, Washington, yep.
Yeah, you know, Shock Your Mock season, all of that, put us on the map. Mm-hmm. So let's try it. So there's a simulator. You put your 10 names in. It jumbles them up, and it gives you a guy, and it's a 100-yard dash on a football field, and whoever your guys, obviously, okay, anyway.
Yeah, so it's like a bunch of like computer generated guys.
Absolutely.
Getting ready to run 100 yards?
Yep.
Okay.
And it takes about 30 seconds.
Okay.
My guy is across the line, as in the goal line.
Sure.
In second place.
Okay.
But apparently he doesn't put his foot down, my little, pixelated figure, because I finished in fourth.
Got to coach him up better.
If I could show it to you, the screenshot.
Yeah.
My guy is over the line in second. And I'm saying, what are we playing here? This is fantasy football.
Yeah.
The line is everything. The ball crosses the line.
Sure.
It's a tutty.
Yep.
So, as you can imagine, I'm watching my guy here, imagining Bijan Robinson going second overall to me, scoring 15 touchtowns and 1,700 yards all-purpose.
We'll see in that Falcons offense. I got you.
And then I go to fourth. And now I have a conundrum.
Of who you're taking?
Yes.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this. Okay. Yep. Well, first of all, Hamby, with all due respect, that's what you get for letting AI take over the standard, tried and true method of picking names out of a hat. That's on you. Hey, that's on you.
But I mean, if it's AI, then it's got to be precise. AI should know ball.
Hey, it's got to be. Do you want me to give you examples of where AI wasn't precise?
AI's got to know ball, Austin.
You're better than that.
If it knew ball, it would knew that if you're over the line, it's a touchdown.
You're better than that, Hamby.
It doesn't matter.
There's a reason why we don't
how
always trust
big
the analytics.
My stride is into the end zone.
There's a reason why we don't always trust the analytical approach. Sometimes you have to go off gut feling. Take the Bill Belichick mold.
Pixelated images.
Well, it's your fault, man.
Phone.
It's your fault, man.
Fine.
All right. What do you got?
All right. I don't want to draft JJ.
Well, okay, hold up. So we assume that Jamar Chase go number 1, yeah?
Jamar Chase will be going number 1.
Is this PPR?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, Jamar Chase go number 1.
I don't know if I want to draft Jettis at number 4. I'm assuming that Bijan and Jahmyr Gibbs will be going 2 and 3. You mentioned J.J. McCarthy at the beginning of the show. I believe y'all talked about it the other day. Jordan Addison is facing a 3-game suspension. He's got his injury problems of his own. And then Jettis is questionable at this point.
With the hamstring,
with a
right?
Hamstring.
Those linger. Those linger, Hamby.
So I'm just going to go trust that the hamstring is just fine. And a quarterback who I thought was terrible at Michigan and way overhyped is just... Look, I get he might just feed Jettas because what else could he do? But you can imagine my disappointment thinking I had Bijan Robinson.
Yeah.
And now I'm hesitantly thinking about taking Jay Jettas.
Okay, well, let me ask you this real quick. How do you feel about Saquon?
No.
No, didn't even think twice about Saquon Barkley.
I don't think he'll get as many totes as he did last year and doesn't catch the ball out of the backfield enough for me.
Okay.
At 4. At 7, of course.
Well, how do you feel about CeeDee Lamb? Because to me, that's going to be... Okay, if you're picking number 4 in a PPR, like, unless you want to go Genty, which I'm not that confident in Genty.
I will not be doing that.
Because do you trust that offense?
Nope.
Because this is, this isn't...
I take
news.
Bowers before I took Genty.
I always target offenses that score a lot of points. It's as simple as that.
Right.
So, yeah, okay, if Gibbs is gone, Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb. Both teams with, one quarterback who's healthy is pretty damn good. One quarterback who we don't really know a lot about, and J.J. McCarthy, but it's got an offense where you feel like it's too successful to fail. I mean, who are you taking? Are you taking Jefferson or CeeDee Lamb? Or are you taking, like, Puka or Neighbors, but I think it's a tier down.
That is, yeah. I'm not ready to take Neighbors in the first round. I know a lot of people are.
So what do you got? You got Jefferson? Or you taking CD?
What I got is more research to do.
There you go.
I got over a week before this draft, so I'm not going to rush in.
So I'm going to be honest. So if it was me, I'd probably lean towards CD simply because of this. So last year I took Jefferson and I got him. I think I can pick number 8 or 9 because nobody was buying into, obviously, Sam Darnold. My philosophy was, the offense that they play in, who's calling the plays, I felt like Jefferson was going to get his regardless because they just gave him a new contract.
Sure.
But I always feel like when a receiver has that monumental year like he had last year, there might be a little regression. New quarterback, but once again, offense who's calling the plays, I'm not too worried about that. I am worried about the soft tissue injury, though. Because if it's a hamstring, those can linger, man. You know?
Yeah.
As the Cranberries once said, do you have to let it linger? You know? And sometimes
you have to.
Do you have to? Do you have to let it linger? And with hamstrings, sometimes you do.
Yeah.
So I would lean towards CD.
Man, the Cranberries they're slept on.
Oh, very slept on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Solid band. Really solid band. But yeah, I'll take CD, man, but be sure to keep us posted, man. Obviously I'm still thinking about where that Kyle Pitts is going to fall, whether it's going to be round 3 or 4.
Dude,
but
it doesn't matter, Austin.
What do you mean?
How many times I see a Kyle Pitts meme on social media?
I'm going to make one too.
Please do. I think I've legitimately seen a different one every day for the last 3 weeks. And not one of them has missed.
Yeah, because you got to remember, like, you think I'm in the wrong here, and you think like I have an addiction.
I understand.
This is a global pandemic.
I understand.
There are many fantasy football players like me who have invested their time, effort, and energy into Kyle Pitts, and we've reached no dividends. We've been paid nothing. And those people out there, like myself, going into another fantasy football year are afraid that this is the year that Kyle Pitts is going to do something, and we're not going to take him, and we're going to be in the doldrums, and we're going to be depressed because we're going to be all depressed now because for the 1 year we're like, okay, let's finally let's be smart about this, right? Let's take an Evan Ingram, let's take a Bretton Strange, maybe a safe floor, and okay, we'll take him there. And then here comes Kyle Pitts at tight end, number 3 of the season, where he's just him and Penix are best friends. They're taking the league by storm, and I'm left thinking, what have I done? It's FOMO, okay? It's FOMO. It's Como. It's Kyle. Wait, no, but you know what I'm saying.
Hold on here.
It's the fear of Kyle Pitts missing out.
I see.
Fear of missing out Pitts. It's FOMO. Okay, yeah, I wouldn't even do that.
Yep.
Because I'll probably mess around and swear or something.
All set.
All right. Do we got Brent, or do you want to talk about a certain restaurant real quick? Because I've been waiting at this all day.
No Brent yet.
Okay. Restaurant time.
Really quick. How many leagues are you in?
Right now, 1. But it's the only one that matters. And if we do one for the show, I'll be in 2. But I'm still waiting to see participation, and I'm not going to run it. So if you want to run it, if Casey wants to run it, more power to you guys. I think we should do a show fantasy football, and then you can do the draft at best bet. But hey, I'm not calling the shots. It's not my show. Well, yeah, it's Brent's show. I'm just along for the ride.
Okay.
So hopefully we get a fantasy football league for the show, but if we don't, we don't.
All right.
Okay.
We're going to push the Jags talk back one more time. And I guess this is your new favorite. You're kind of done. This is
Hamby Rants?
Ripper Restaurant.
Yep.
All right, man. Look.
Let me go ahead and set up for this one.
Hold on. Let me put this over.
We're starting to glitch a little bit, so that's a good sign.
Is it? Always fun. I brought you the flying boat earlier today.
Yep.
That was one of my favorites on the morning show.
Now
today,
Hamby shared this with the group chat a couple days ago.
I think that was yesterday. Yep.
Yesterday. Oh no, you shared this twice now, didn't you, or just once?
Just once.
Okay, yeah, you shared it. I'm indifferent, but apparently you feel a certain type of way about it.
Heck yeah, I do.
Okay,
and I'm not the only one.
Oh, hey, I have the internet. I know.
So you have seen.
I've seen the reactions? Yeah, I saw the reactions with Parker Washington in an exercise where we talked about trading him, and now I've seen the reactions of this restaurant changing their logo. So go ahead and bring it to us.
All right, here we go. Hey, Cracker Barrel.
Here we go. Yep.
What the hell are y'all doing?
Here we go.
Are you serious?
Here we go.
There are not that many joys in life that will take you back to sitting on the front porch with Granny and Pawpaw at the old country store. Okay? Sometimes all I want to do is sit in one of those beautifully crafted chairs, stack somebody's checkers with an ice cold cola, and look at this fine old man sitting on a chair, relaxing on a barrel.
There's a security camera, yeah.
Forget the security camera, please. The fact of the matter
is... Is this your video?
Huh?
Is this your video?
No.
Oh, sorry, okay. Sorry.
Oh.
Please continue, sorry.
I will stop it right here.
Okay.
Because this is an absolute travesty.
Yeah.
We're just going to take all the character out.
Great. Yep.
Yeah, we're just going to take all the
charm.
All the charm.
The nostalgia.
All the nostalgia.
Cool.
Everything that made it awesome.
Sick. Nice.
And we're just going to make it freaking Microsoft Word I could have came up with that in about 2 seconds. I mean, what kind of typeface is this crap?
Yeah. Now, obviously, people feel a certain type of way about this.
Hey, the stock's down about 11% today.
Oh, and I wonder why. Okay. Now, let me start off by saying this.
Unfreaking.
How many times have you been to Cracker Barrel?
Probably 200 times.
Okay, I might have you beat because I went to Cracker Barrel every Sunday when I was in college from my freshman year till senior year.
I am a repeat customer for sure.
When you're hungover, when you're hungover, they're pink strawberry lemonade and Old Herschel's breakfast. Mwah. Fantastic.
Okay, I went for different reasons, but continue.
So I've spent a lot of time at Cracker Barrel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about the logo. Are you taking the pancakes off the menu? No? Pancakes still there? Okay, cool. Then it's all good. Like, where was this outrage? And by the way, let's call a spade, okay? I don't want to get political on this show, but let's call a spade. You removed an old white guy off the logo, and people have something to say about it. Because I didn't see any type of blowback when Chili's changed their logo. Where was the blowback? You changed the Chili's logo. What happened? Why is there just a pep? What?
Is it not a pepper anymore?
Check out the Chili's logo. Dude, they changed it like 4 or 5 years ago.
Well, if I would have known about it, I wasn't on the show, Austin, so I didn't have the chance.
Nobody cares.
I care.
But you care they changed the Chili's logo. There was no outrage. There was no stocks dropping. There was no trending on Twitter. There was no political people getting involved with
in
this
the
thing.
Chili's logo, the freaking pepper's still in there.
But it's changed is my point.
I don't care if
KFC
it's
changed their logo. Like, logos change. And the fact that you took an old white dude in overalls off the logo, everyone's got something to say about it.
Well, at least keep the barrel in there. Don't make it this honeybee crap.
This is
Looks
what it
like
is
a
now.
freaking honeycomb.
This is what it is. And by the way, listen, I get stocks are dropping and everything, and we'll see what happens. I'm talking to a certain set of people right now because it seems like a certain set of people have more issue than another set of people. So without like getting too political, I'm going to say this. Hey, conservatives. Hey, conservatives.
Uh-huh.
Take the T-Rex approach to Cracker Barrel. If you have an issue with Cracker Barrel, don't go out there and say, oh, I can't believe, because you know what it's going to do? It's going to rile up the other side, and now the other side's going to go to Cracker Barrel. And they're probably going to do crazier numbers than ever. Just don't do anything. Like, if you had an issue with it, cool. But don't go on Twitter and go on these rants. Don't go on the Brent and Austen show and do a rant like I'm doing right now and say, I can't believe they got rid of the old white guy off the. This is like, how can we not see this? Because here's what's going to happen. Once again, hey, conservatives, you guys got an issue with it. Okay, more power to you. That's your opinion. Have your issue with it. Have your issue with it by not just going to the restaurant. That's all you got to do. You don't have to go on these tirades, these attacks on social media.
But I want to go to the restaurant.
Then go to the
I still
restaurant.
want to get the grandma's sampler.
Well, then go. Like, if it ruined okay. To me, it was about the food.
Yeah.
It was never about the logo.
Well, I mean, it's about the vibe.
Sure.
And this changes the vibe.
And maybe the vibe changes a little bit.
Yeah.
But
it's
all
not
I'm
just
saying
about
is,
the food. Austin, it's about the lady who puts her hand down and calls you sugar.
Sure.
And she's a 5-star.
Hey, I'm aware. And listen, I've been to Cracker Barrel, like I said, many, many times.
This logo is a rising star. You know the server. They haven't been there long enough.
Of course.
They're not even on the board yet.
No.
They're that bad.
But Hamby,
you got to lower your expectations for the whole experience.
As long as the food still stays the same.
This logo is a rising star. It's not even on the board.
It's a logo, man. Logos change. This isn't your favorite sports team. This is a restaurant that you go to every Sunday maybe, or every other Sunday, and that's it. Does the food change? I think they're gonna change the menu, but I assume the staples will still be there. You'll still get your biscuits. You'll still get your Uncle Herschel's breakfast. You'll still get your blueberry pancakes. You'll still get your strawberry lemonades. So it's not about the restaurant. It's about the old white dude get off the logo. And let's call it like it is. Okay?
Cracker Barrel came through for me at a time when I was donating plasma weekly because of my desire to hammer large parlays and college football teasers as a freshman in college.
Yeah.
At many times, I would show up at the Cracker Barrel, get all of the free biscuits, pay for a cola, tip the lady a 20%, which was probably 80 cents, and get out of there with a meal for $3. That right there is another level of a relationship with an establishment.
Sure. But see, this is and once again, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I understand it is a big deal. Like, I'm not naive, right? I go online, I see Twitter. This is like the biggest topic of the day, which is wild to me. But everyone's got something to say about this logo. My only point is this. Just like you saw with South Park, where you had, like, you know, one side addressed South Park because they felt they were getting made fun of. And then in doing that and in addressing it, what was South Park's numbers the next week? Bigger.
Probably the highest ever.
Just don't do anything conservative. Like, because this is a conservative. If you have an issue with it, then just don't go. But we can't. You can't just see something and be like, okay, I'm cool with it. I'll walk away. I'm done with it. No, we got to go online. We got to rant about it. We have to get on our podiums and our soapboxes and say, this is why it's wrong. This is what's wrong with our country, yada, 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 yada. And then in doing so, you let the other side take over because they feel a certain type of way, and now watch Cracker Barrel sales go up. You dummies. All you got to do is nothing. But we can't. We live in a world where we just can't do nothing. We always got to respond to something. We always got to have an opinion. And it's an overinflated sense of purpose, regardless of what the topic is.
So are you calling me an ignoramus?
Dude, don't take that game away. You know, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so let me ask you this. If they take that game away, are we going to switch roles here?
No, so, dude, I'm going to be honest with you. I've been to Cracker Barrel like maybe twice since college, because now every Sunday, because I have my son Thursday through Sunday.
Sure.
So we have a couple rules of the house. One rule is that we make one dinner together and we sit at the table. Another rule is that we make a breakfast together. We sit at the table. Mm-hmm. And every Sunday, right now, we're in waffle mode. So we make waffles, make eggs, make bacon. Ronan helps me. We make it all up, sit at the table. We can watch TV and everything, but we just have like a family breakfast.
Right.
So I don't really do a lot of Cracker Barrel anymore because, you know, I'm doing like the true American way. And now we have Brent Martineau.
Oh, boy.
I can't take this so seriously, man.
Oh, man.
Just when I think that it's time to be professional, we got Brent Martineau.
It's hard to be professional after I've done a 15-minute rant on Cracker Barrel.
Barging himself between the Cracker Barrel logos and says it doesn't matter. It's about me today. And I like it, man. All right. Do we have Brent available?
We'll get to him in just a second. But finish your point, please.
Oh, no. That's what I was going to say is like...
So you haven't been a frequent customer?
No, because I would much rather make my own breakfast now with my son, sit at the table the way that I grew up with, and do it that way. So... Some can say that's the American tradition and that's the American dream. Whatever. That's just what works for me and my family. My only point was this, Hamby. Like, I think there's other things to be worried about than somebody changing their logo.
Yes,
and if you're that offended by it, more power to you. I'm only trying to say, like, take the T-Rex approach. If you're truly that offended by it, and you want to put a hurt into the business, then don't do anything. But that's how it's going to happen. People are going to be outspoken, brash, mean, ignorant. And then the other side will take over and say, we'll take the torch from here, and now we have to go to Cracker Barrel. So there you go.
I'll add one more honest comment.
Austen Lane for president. Yes.
I've left 5 before.
You've left? I'm sorry? Oh, really?
Not afraid to say it. I've left 5.
Did you go out of your way to leave 5 in like the peg game?
Nope. Unintentionally left 5. Was trying.
How'd you feel about that after? Because I think like 3 is like my highest.
I tried to quickly move the triangle away before the server came to the table.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for that chastisement.
Yeah. Interesting. Dude, watch, like, and I'm joking, but watch Cracker Barrel do away with everything and just make it like a modern, like a Gen Z type of restaurant.
Yeah. Didn't see it.
Instead of like, you know, like all the sweet waitresses, hey sweetie, hey hon, yeah, I got your sweet tea. Hey bro, you need something? Hey, would you like some pink lemonade? It's bussin'. Oh, that's what we got to do. That's the rebrand right there. Piss them all the way off. Instead of saying Sweetie and Hun Cracker Barrel, go with Skibbity and all the words that we talked from, the Webster Dictionary and all that stuff. Yeah. Hey, Hamby, if you're going all in, get the old white guy off the logo and go all in with Generation Z. I'm on board. Let's go. Brent Martineau, how we doing?
I can't hear you too well. Can you guys hear me a little bit?
Yeah, we got you.
All right, good deal. Tell her, say hi to everybody. That's Sexton. He's doing some work.
Hey, Brian.
We got a little Marcel.
Marcel, how we doing?
Yeah,
Baby.
so I won't keep these guys too long. Listen to me talk about the Jags practice, but it has wrapped, and we're on the bus back to the team hotel. So that was pretty quick. And 3 skirmishes, guys. Austen would approve. 3 skirmishes in 2 hours.
I like it.
What else we got? What else you want to know?
Well, so obviously we've been reading some reports and everything. Somebody reporting saying that Trevor Lawrence had 2 pick sixes. Is that any area of concern?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of concern over a sloppy practice this late in what you would call training camp, but they admitted it, and I don't think it was great. I think Liam Cohen was pretty okay with the good and the bad. I don't think he's panicking, which I think he's been that way all camp, really. Trevor was very honest in the assessment, like it wasn't great. But they also did acknowledge, and Austen, you'll understand this, just seeing this different defense for the first time in a practice setting made a bit of a difference. And I think Liam went into kind of detail about zone coverages being disguised as man and man as zone, and guys had to work through that. And it wasn't just a Trevor thing. I gave you guys the example of the interception in the end zone by Minka Fitzpatrick. It looked like miscommunication, maybe even from Brent Strange. So I think you're going to get a little bit of that. It was a pretty quick session, and I just think both teams didn't look great on offense. But I do think on defense, there are probably some pretty nice things to talk about, probably on both sides. But especially for the Jaguars, I think that stood out a little bit. They looked like they were winning some things. The other thing of note that even Liam I thought was interesting on, and you'll hear some of this now either later today or tomorrow, is just this idea that Brian Thomas Jr. elevates his game in certain settings, which we all think and see and have kind of known. Well, he got to kind of see it firsthand here, again, that where Brian had a nice practice, a couple of big plays down the field, touchdown. So I think he gets to see that like in real time, and he's impressed by it. But he also would like him to be a dominant practice player to elevate his game to the next level. So I thought that was pretty interesting from Liam, acknowledging the uptick from Brian Thomas Jr. in this practice setting.
Brent, what exactly is the rule for sacking the quarterback in these types? Because, I mean, we saw that it was sacked kind of, but, there's some would-be sacks, or are they still allowed to get the ball out late? Are they forcing throws because they have an extra second or two because the guys aren't coming in hot? How does that work in a joint practice like one today?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think much difference than if you're out there at a practice, even for the offense and defense, that you got to kind of see would that have been. They don't blow the whistle, right? So on the long play, really probably the best play of the practice for the Jags, a bullet from, I think you probably saw me tweet this, Andy, a bullet from Trevor to Brian Thomas Jr. down the middle of the field. He might have been sacked on that play. In fact, 2 Dolphins collided with each other. One got up slowly. It looked like he was okay, but they were back there. But I think you could also, if you're looking at it in its entirety, say, hey, that was a hell of a throw in traffic with some stuff going on in the backfield for Trevor. So they didn't rule it a sack. I think, depending if you're a Dolphins fan, you might have ruled it a sack. I also think for the Jags, especially on this day where there weren't a ton of great plays, that was a play that they'll probably put in their belt as a good play.
Brent, in terms of, I think you talked to Mason Smith a little bit, a guy that's going to obviously be counted on as that 3 technique. Will he be good to go week 1 against Carolina? Any word in terms of depth, where he plans on playing, how they plan on using him, all that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, nothing from him, but I can tell you what he told us just about him being ready to go. He feels good. It was obviously a great day for him to get back out there. Felt like he did some good things. And then he thinks there's plenty of runway to get in game shape. One of the sound bites is kind of funny. He's like, you got to get some of the gunk out of the last month, basically, right? Just the
whatever, because he hasn't been out there running around like a football player. He's been just doing things off to the side. I asked him about his offseason because the coaching staff has raved about it. He said he had a great offseason, and he really thinks that's put him in a good position, even with missing some of the practices, or a lot of them, in camp, to go out and perform right away. And you mentioned the tutelage of Eric Armstead in this, because they've both been going through this at the same time. So he's a little fortunate to be able to go side by side with a guy that's been in the league a decade, knows how to get his body ready for the regular season, Austen. As a young player, I think that comes in handy, because it's not like he's just asking Eric about it. Eric's actually doing the same thing. So I think that could only help him. I'm really excited about Mason Smith, see what he can do.
The show, I think you'll be in studio tomorrow. For a little bit, so we'll talk about the rest of what we saw at the Dolphins-Jaguars joint practice. Man, have a safe ride back, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, we'll see you on Saturday night as well. We'll talk to you tomorrow. By the way, Marcel's the happiest guy going, because Jordan Lewis actually mentioned Marcel in at the press conference today. So, like, there's nobody's ego bigger. In the Jags team hotel right now than Marcel's, because Jordan Lewis shouted him out. He's like, as I told Marcel yesterday or something.
Nice, man, Marcel.
Unsolicited. Yeah,
Mr. Worldwide, Mr. 305. You love to see it.
By the way, I'm the only person not talking about this. How the hell is my ego?
Don't worry. Hey, he'll be talking about it for the next 2 days.
Here comes fight number 5 happening on the training camp bus. Can't wait to see how this one ends. I got my money on Marcel. We'll see you later, man. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest question going forward now, Hamby, and we'll talk about this more tomorrow before we head out here, and I think you alluded to this. This was the first time that we saw ones-on-ones.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And once again, if you want to go off of Twitter, it didn't sound like it went that good. I think Brent made it sound a little better, right? Where there was good things from both sides and bad things from both sides. But, you know, I think this, as a team, this is kind of your lasting pressure now until Carolina. And I wonder what that vibe is going to be now, because by the sounds of it, at least, that you left a little to be desired. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see what Mullins and co have for us on Saturday night.
Just like that new Cracker Barrel menu.
Hey.
We'll see, man. Hey, we'll see what it is. All right. For Jason Hamby pushing all the right buttons. For Brent Martineau coming back. And Marcel Robinson coming back from Miami. Brent will be in here tomorrow for a little bit. I'm Austen Lane. Y'all stay safe. Stay casual. Check you out tomorrow. Peace.
When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models, or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway, or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness, and most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick GMC. We are professional grade.
Putting your needs first. It's the backbone of how First Florida Credit Union does business. In all honesty, you might as well be speaking another language when it comes to finances. Sure, I'm good with my money, but what am I missing in the fine print? That's what led me to First Florida Credit Union. They're the perfect choice for anyone starting their financial journey because they keep finances easy. Plus, they offer financial education and resources I can trust. So I'm always growing more confident. And as a young adult, I am constantly adding more responsibilities to my plate. From a car payment to a mortgage, it all adds up. Luckily, First Florida Credit Union makes sure it adds up in all the right places and not the wrong ones by offering better rates and lower fees than traditional banks, even if you're still trying to grow your credit. Because as a member-owned institution, First Florida genuinely puts people's needs first rather than focusing on profit. So I know as my needs change, they'll be right there to help me reach my goals. Check out firstflorida.org to learn how you can benefit too.
I've been telling you about CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing for a long time now. Their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants.
We've had a Connecticut water softener and drinking water system in our home for more than 7 years. You can see the difference whether you're washing clothes, the dishes, or what I like to do most, fill this up for some coffee every morning, and mostly all day. Remember, if you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter.
Right now, you can get a free Kinetico reverse osmosis system with a purchase of a Kinetico Premier softener. The experts at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing will test your water for free and determine your water score. Don't know your water score? CGC will find out and recommend the appropriate Kinetico water treatment solutions so you can improve it. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Ask about our 90-day love it or leave it guarantee. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Kinetico dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Hi, I'm Greg Mackey from Cycles of Jacksonville. Whether you're looking for a side-by-side, ATV, motorcycle, or scooter, Honda has what you need.
The Honda Talon. Ultimate performance meets family-friendly fun. Prices starting at $363 a month. Or the sporty Honda CBR 650 starting at an affordable $204 a month.
Stop by and choose your adventure from a full line of Honda products. Only at Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard. Family owned and operated since 1983.
Hello, I'm Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Since 2003, our firm has fought exclusively for the rights of men in family law. Divorce, modification of child support, alimony, custody, and more, all for men. A father is vitally important to a child's life, and being a man is not a reason to pay more in child support or alimony. I'm a single father. I get it. If you have a divorce or other family law